Yes.
All of my life, I wanted to be somebody. If somebody would be so mine. Can't go to places I want to go. Spend money on my clothes.
Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins, aka JEL. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to episode number 6 of the Dragon's Den podcast. I'm here tonight with Mr. and Mrs. Spooby, Brandon and Miranda, and our good friend Matt from work. We might have another guest show up here a little bit later. We're not quite sure yet, but we'll find out later on. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing.
Good. How's everybody?
Yeah. Sorry, it's a little bit late tonight. We're about an hour later than our normal time here. We had some things going on. We're just now getting rounded around, so sorry about that. But we'll try to get back on the swing of things here in the coming weeks for sure. Had a couple weeks off, had some family stuff. Had a good Easter. Everybody have a good Easter too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Not too bad. Not too bad. How about the eclipse? Everybody still got their eyesight?
I almost blinded myself, so that happened.
Yeah.
It was when, it was fully eclipsed, and we were all staring at it because it was cool.
Without the glasses.
Without the glasses on.
Yeah.
And, I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at it, but I'm also talking to, Miranda and the kids and stuff, right? And as it starts to move, I'm like, oh, it's moving. And it took me a half a second to go, hey, put your glasses back on. And they're sitting on top of my head, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, it's moving. And it was like, it moved like a little bit, just like a little bit of the side. And it was the brightest, and I immediately put the glasses back down, but I had a red dot in the middle of my eye,
Nice.
my eyesight for like 2 minutes. I said, all right, well.
I will say him and I.
Apparently Horton was blind, my buddy from high school. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah.
Good to see you in the chat there, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
We were live on Clapper, me and Brandon. We had 93 people watching us.
Nice.
Yeah, there was a lot of people in there.
Man, you're putting us to shame.
Yeah, that's what I keep trying to tell you guys. We should go live on Clapper.
Yeah, I
Clap,
just got to
clap,
figure out how that's going to work with this whole setup and all that sort of thing. But
Well,
one of these days,
we may have to change it a little bit on certain
maybe.
days, or
Yeah, you can always make shit more.
Clips
But
by far the top 3 of the top 10 coolest things I've ever seen. I mean,
well,
yeah, for free.
I mean,
anyway.
well, I was always under the impression, and I don't know if everybody got told this growing up. They always said if you looked at it without the glasses, you were going to go blind, obviously. But then I was told that it was actually more about wearing the glasses before and after it's in totality, because obviously when it was in totality, I was like, well, these glasses are worthless. You can't even see it. So I was like, I gotta take it off. So I took it off and looked. Maybe I don't know. That's just always what I heard. If it was during totality is when you needed the glasses. Maybe I was wrong. But
no, it's as it's going over.
it's
because we were not everybody got to see totality. In Indiana is where it was, where we were at. So not everybody got to take off their glasses to be able to see it. And next time it happens, it's going to be in Orlando.
Yeah, I know.
So can you imagine Disney prices?
Oh yeah, Disneyland's already going.
2045,
baby.
We'll go in Sierra, go to Florida.
Yeah, I'll be freaking. What is that? 21 years from now,
I'll be 40.
63 years old. Holy crap!
I'll be 40, Eric.
I'm 42 now. Shut up.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, and to my buddy Horton's neighbor's credit, to be honest, I kind of was like, throughout the week, like, I don't know why all these people are traveling thousands of miles for this, and I still don't quite understand that part of it. But at the same time, it was much cooler than I initially thought it would be, because you see all these photos and stuff online, but the photos don't do it justice to looking at it straight up. So yeah, I was very happy I got to experience it, no doubt about it. So, but we all survived.
Can you put that link in the Discord, please?
Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, go ahead and talk while I'm doing this. But yeah,
okay. No, it was cool.
His nose.
and I said, I know. I said that while we were watching it, and once it hit its totality, I was like, "This is the coolest thing I think I've ever seen." Because like at one point when it was totally, you seen the outer ring of light around it, and it was amazing. You know what I mean?
And so I'm hearing the birds chirp and stuff. Like as it started to get dark, the crickets started chirping, and then the birds like woke up again. It was cool. It really was.
I didn't think it was going to get as dark as it did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have a setup, so this is what I'm working off of.
Remember?
It's just I don't know what it is. It's like
that was cool though. I mean, it really was.
It's funny. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it.
And then I took pictures because like all my pictures came out looking like crap, but Joe at work, his pictures were amazing. On his phone. Brandon. He's got one.
Which Discord am I supposed to put this in?
Ours. The
okay. Well.
Cartel. Okay. All
right. I'm just making sure. I don't know who. I thought I put it in there already, but anyway.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
hold on.
Aaron.
My bad. All right. Hey, all right. What's up, man?
Hey, there's Aaron.
Yeah, I agree with that. I saw the highways were pretty well, dead silent.
Oh, wow.
Especially on the interstate, which was weird. It's like, we were always told like, oh, we're getting like 500,000 visitors here in the state or whatever, but it felt like a graveyard, on the freeway.
Well, I think they overhyped it because remember when we had people from work go to Louisville to see it? There was a lot of people that went that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the government and everybody saying, be careful, stock up, something could happen. I think they just blew it out of proportion. Yeah.
What's up, Aaron? How you doing, buddy? Yours?
Good. Yeah. Oh, you are low.
You're very quiet, though. You might work your microphone a little bit there.
See if you can turn your mic up, buddy.
Yeah, you can turn your mic up in the settings in the this thing too, if you have to. But yeah, we were supposed to have thousands of people here in Mitchell. Really, was there? I'm assuming there wasn't. So I figured Indianapolis was more like tens of people. But yeah, I mean, I could see that for sure because Mitchell's kind of, you blink and you miss it almost anyway.
Brother, Mitchell, I had a story about Mitchell today. I told somebody about when we moved there, and boy, was I the odd man out.
Yeah, you guys initially moved there when you came from Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we moved to
Just for
Michigan.
the viewers, I knew that. I was just kind of making
It
conversation.
was something.
yeah. Well, what's the story? You care to share?
Well, it's pretty funny. So we moved into like a duplex, right? So there's an apartment on the side of us, right? And then a separate house, but it's also a duplex on the other side, right? So we're moving all this stuff in, and I'm standing there once we're done, and like Jaden is like right beside me, and I'm holding Jackson. Jackson was still a baby at that point.
He's about 6
And-
months.
And the neighbor lady, again, her boyfriend helped me move a TV in my house. Okay, my house. Okay.
Okay.
She then heard my
Whose
son,
house?
Jaden, call me dad. Okay, so just so we're all clear, right? So I'm standing on the porch holding Jackson. Jaden is standing next to me. She goes, "Oh, it's a cute baby. Is that yours?" I looked at her and said, "No, no." And then I'm in my head, I'm like, "Lady, you better hope it is. Otherwise, it's going to get weird."
Well, I mean, I don't know where to go with that after that.
Yeah. Why would you ask me that? Why would you?
Well, because the kids are white-ish in the spring and winter. So
Yeah.
it doesn't look like his baby.
I'm sure that drives you
Were you-
crazy after how many times
It
you've had
does.
It does,
Yeah.
and it doesn't. Because, like I said,
Hell.
you guys.
The last people I worked with were surprised that all of them were fathered by the same person. To be honest with you.
Well, in
You
today's
guys
day and age,
see me.
Apparently
You
it don't
guys
happen
know-
very often.
You guys know I'm not that dark. Like, you know what I mean? I'm
Compared
light
to
skinned for a
me.
light. Well, yeah.
I mean, anything is.
Everybody's dark. A black T-shirt is midnight to you.
Yeah, that's why I wear black.
But
It gives me
like-
a little color.
I'm really not that dark. I'm light skinned for a light skinned person. You know what I'm saying? So naturally, yes, my kids are not that dark,
Where did Matt
but
go?
you can tell a little bit that they got some color. You know what I mean?
Here it comes.
And there's only one side there that's getting it from. Right?
Yes, that's exactly
that's
where they
exactly-
were.
It's exactly the same one, right in front of the what is it? Not the Legion. What is it there? The VFW.
Moose? Or
Yeah, the
yeah.
Moose. It was either the Moose
No,
or
it was the VFW, I think.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I lived down there, huh?
Yeah, they made the fairgrounds seem like it was going to be like packed full.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Like, when me and Aaron were going to work, there was like nobody there, and then there was a guy across the street who had his yard fenced off, and he was charging $50 for people to park over there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There are people parked down in the big parking lot by Dollar General trying to sell food and stuff, and there was hardly anybody around.
All right. Well, just to kind of pique Horton's interest here, by the way. I don't know. Miranda you might want to explain exactly what you did, but you were a firefighter at once, right?
Yeah, I was a cadet firefighter up until
Okay.
about 18. And then I quit because of the politics that
Okay.
got involved with the chief.
Okay.
and
Oh,
then
Horton
his
used to
wife,
live in those
but
duplexes
yeah.
too.
Yeah. Horton's
Yeah.
a volunteer fireman at Marion Township. Has been for a lot of years now, and he also works at Crane.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So I just figured
Yeah.
that
A
would,
lot of respect.
pique his
A lot of
interest.
respect, especially for volunteers.
yeah, it's kind of running his family.
I still
know
have a
his
lot
dad
of
did.
volunteer firefighter friends.
Yeah, one of them was a DJ at our wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I remember when he lived in those duplexes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Those were-
I
those
might have
were
helped
the
him
ones
move a
we
few
lived in.
times over the years for sure. Now he's the one with the truck though, so I mean I've never really had a truck, so now he's the one helping us move.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 24 years at Marion, 15 and a half at Crane. That's been 15 and a half at Crane already? Wow, that's insane. I knew the Marion part was probably right for sure. Man, yeah, like I said, big respect, man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I guarantee you I could do it. No.
No,
but,
you've been there as long as we've had our son.
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, Aaron,
Yes.
get your mic fixed, buddy.
Uh-oh.
No.
Not 10. Wait, hold on. He's muted. Hold on.
No, he is muted.
Oh, you gotta unmute yourself, buddy. I can't unmute you.
It's on his end.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hey,
Hi.
it's a little better. Yeah, it's a little better.
A little better. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can handle it if it'll work if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, still
Um,
might turn yourself up a little bit if you can, but if you can't, that's fine.
Well,
but yeah,
I
that helps a
didn't
lot.
See
It's in the settings. So, Aaron, if you click on those 3 dots by your microphone.
There's 3 dots by my microphone.
Yes, on your screen, like in the bottom
where your picture is. Click on the little 3 buttons, and there's settings.
And then go to edit mic settings, and you can turn up your mic that way.
There's not
behind the curtain here.
There's not a thing there.
Well, you're coming in better now, anyway. But
yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, he's good.
9.5 years though till retirement. That's
brother.
Well, I don't want to put your age out there, but you're gonna be early retirement. Let's put it that way. Wow, that's man. I wish I could retire. I'll be working until I'm like 70 or more, probably at this rate.
That's absurd.
Yeah, well, so me and the rest of most of the world anyway usually probably works. But yeah, anyway. Well, I'm glad to hear everybody survived the eclipse. Well, do you know who didn't survive the eclipse?
Who?
That is a Democrat Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. If you've heard of her.
Yeah.
Holy crap! This is sad.
Oh, get
there. A full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. How could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we can do that? The sun is a mighty powerful heat that is almost impossible to go near the sun.
Almost.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, our elected officials, everybody.
You know, I hope the elections are rigged, because if somebody voted for her, like, legitimately,
that's wild.
Dude, don't worry about hijacking the podcast. We don't have anything better to talk about. Trust us.
Wild.
Yeah. We can talk about,
right now anyway. So it's all good.
Why did she say that out loud?
Don't ask me. She probably, but now she tried to claim that she misspoke, but she went into some deep, like she believed that. I mean, come on.
She said the moon is made out of gas.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. She told this to a crowd full of students. Which, by the way, if I can find another video of here, she has a very hard time dealing with these glasses. By the way,
I got kicked out of
hilarious.
I get kicked out of science class because I made a reference about the sun being a big ball of fire.
A ball of fire.
I said, goodness gracious, great balls of fire is what I said.
Yeah, here it is. Here's the video of her. This is her trying to figure out these glasses.
Oh, she going through it.
It takes a minute.
Are they upside down?
This is why.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I got to get my buddy Horton in
here.
She
can't do it. She can't do it.
Elected official.
I'll send it to your Facebook. Or do you just want the Discord?
Brother, this is wild. She can't. What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing here.
Somebody.
I don't have.
Somebody help her.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it's
somebody help her. Oh, okay.
She's blowing a whistle too. I don't know. It's sad. It really is. Yeah. But anyway, and this is a elected official in Texas of all places.
Somebody get your grandma TT. Quit trying to go playing. Your grandma TT.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yo, that's
I was happy to have the experience, but that I don't understand what that was all about.
That was wild, is what that was.
All right.
At least we didn't. I mean, I had a mishap, but that was my own stupidity. It was dope.
I was asking Horton because I didn't know if you wanted the Discord link to our Discord or you wanted the link to join the show real quick. I didn't know which one it was. I sent you the link to join the show, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to.
Afterwards,
what?
What?
Anyone feel like any weird feelings afterwards, like headaches?
You have to turn yourself up, bro.
Oh, he's asking if anybody felt weird
differently. Well, I mean, there was a minute where anytime you look at the sun, your eyes are a little weird, but
I mean, my eyes started to hurt. But
mine got better.
I want to know why it rained for 3 days after.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, that was ridiculous.
A little strange weather too, but
I did buy a new wiper blade today, so it's gonna be nice for the next couple of days.
Oh, you finally got it.
You're welcome.
You finally bought the wiper blade, huh?
Yeah, I did. It's in the trunk or in the back. It quit raining. I'm like, well, fuck it.
That's when you should have put it on because it quit raining.
Well, I thought you could do it tomorrow
Into
before
a
I
marital
leave.
dispute on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, let's hash it out. I mean, let's go for it. I mean,
Let's go.
I ain't got a great deal to talk about
Listen,
tonight. So.
we've already heard about what goes on in Matt's marriage before the podcast started.
Matt, you care to share?
Ew, what?
I will pass.
He's like, I'm not sharing it.
Yeah, I will pass.
Moron.
Aaron, it is akin to what goes on in your bedroom or household.
What?
What?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
We just-
so
we
now
just
you gonna
said
act like
straight
you don't
to
ever
you.
say shit, like we don't have conversations, Aaron? That's
Uh-huh.
what this is? All right,
Hey,
fine, go put your
sure.
business
What's
out there.
said in my car stays in my car. Just saying.
Bruh. Yeah, I've heard about these car
because I hear
conversations.
about it too.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
sometimes
So it
we share in
travels
the
to the-
break room, but
Bruh, he called my wife hot.
That might be crossing some sort of line. Just gonna spit that out there.
okay.
Also,
Well,
hers.
in all fairness, that was before I knew it was Miranda.
Also, now
No,
she's
maybe.
not hot.
Darren,
Yeah, there's no way getting out of that.
keep digging.
Yeah.
Oh man, there's some
I'm
deep
gonna buy you
grave
a
there.
shovel.
He was like, "Who's that hot woman Brenda's talking to?" Oh, that's Miranda.
Bro,
No. Okay. At first, I was like, that guy out there looks like a 20-year-old version of Brandon.
Don't be bringing me into this.
Yeah, I don't know. For whatever reason, it didn't look like you until after, Seth and Josh went out there and started
So let me get this
hey,
straight.
what's up, man?
Hi.
You thought there was
This is my
somebody
buddy Dan
like-
Horton.
What's up, bud?
What's going on, Horton?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just last night on shift for a couple days off. So
Man. So
That's cool.
do you work? I'm trying to get into your business, but like,
no,
do
you're
you
good.
firefighting
He joined.
for a
He
while,
knows
and
it's on
then-
now.
Then you work at Crane, or do you
So-
work at Crane most of the time?
Well, there you go.
So I'm here. This is the ladder truck. This is my baby. I drive it. I'm here for 48 hours on, and then I'm 48 hours off, and then this is our ambulance,
Ambulance.
God.
Oh wow!
boo boo bus, Band-Aid box, whatever you want to call it.
I ain't heard it called a boo boo bus in a minute.
That's new to me.
Oh man.
Nice.
Nice. So, have you been there? That's where you've been for 24 years.
No, this is my career gig. This is
Oh, okay.
15 and a half.
Oh, so you're a firefighter at Crane too?
Oh no!
I
I
probably-
thought.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
I
makes-
thought he
okay.
worked at. Okay, cool. Damn, dude,
Okay.
that's dope
Okay.
though.
I,
Cool.
He gets paid
Yeah,
to do
I-
it too. Yeah.
I work for the Navy, so
Ooh, right on. Good. That's dope.
That's
Probably the most
awesome.
trusted
My
government
uncle was
employee
a-
I know. I guarantee that. For
it's because
sure.
I'm not elected.
Yeah. Although I did hear another one of our buddies is actually running for office. Did you see
Oh,
that?
Draper, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan
Yeah.
Draper.
Wait, what?
He's running for what was it? Townsman,
Town manager or
town
something
manager
like that.
in Newsburg. Which
wow.
Newburgh, down around
Newburgh.
Evansville.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Hmm.
I was like, wow. So vote for him, everybody. You got
That's
this window,
dope.
but I just
Well,
endorsed him.
if you live in Newburgh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Newburgh's ways
yeah,
away.
Yeah, if you're illegal, we don't want you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We don't need those votes.
Yeah, we don't want those.
I had a firefighter uncle. He was an Air Force firefighter,
That's awesome.
but he didn't
yeah?
like my political views, so I haven't talked to him in years.
That's a tragic.
can't win them all.
No,
Nope.
can't win 'em all.
Can't win them all.
I think I've had an uncle serve in almost every branch of the military, but like my one uncle, who was a Marine, he was by far the scariest individual. I loved him. I know he loved me, but like terrified me as a kid. But straight up good dude. And I wish like if my Uncle Ted, if y'all could have you'd have met him, you'd understand. Because he lived in Atlanta for I don't know so many years, but he picked up on the slang and the accent. So it was weird when he came back and started talking to him, but he had this really deep voice. And it was just
Yeah.
very intimidating. I loved it though.
Speaking of
I was-
Atlanta, Eric, you should play
God.
the Atlanta Trump clip at some point on tonight's show.
Yeah.
One.
If you don't have it, I'll find it.
Okay.
You didn't see that where he was at Chick-fil-A?
Oh, yeah, I've got a video about that. If
Oh, yeah,
you
there
want.
was
Okay.
hundreds of people there.
kind of makes
As
sense.
there should be.
I haven't seen this
No,
clip.
I know Dan's not a big political guy for sure, but he might.
Yeah,
be
well,
suffering
we're
Well,
not
this
on a
is
road
the
trip,
Dragon's
so.
Den. Welcome, Dan.
Yeah, you might get it here, unfortunately. But here's
Your
something.
sister isn't
Eh.
either.
Yeah, I know my sister definitely isn't a Trump fan. She would admit it too.
Yeah.
Well, I
She wanna know
don't,
about-
I don't necessarily think Dan's got anything against Trump. It's just the whole politics in general.
Oh no,
Sometimes, but-
politics in general. don't
Ain't
get
none
me
of them give a rat's rear about any of us. So
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. But yeah. So I thought there'd be at least a story I thought we could get the majority's opinion on here, which involves the NFL a little bit. This is a report I saw.
Okay.
A lot of places are reporting this. So Tom Brady cracks the door
No.
open to possibly return.
I didn't see that.
Breaking
Yeah,
news.
breaking news from ESPN. So yeah, he
This
says he's
isn't
not
breaking
opposed.
news.
He says he's not opposed to it. Possibly playing for the New England Patriots, the 49ers, or the Raiders. That's the only teams he considered. Think it
Did you
actually
say that
happened.
once
bad.
before?
Kinda. Yeah. He's retired, and then I'm retired for good. Joked about unretiring. Now he said it was off the table.
It's Tom Favre.
Didn't
Yeah.
he just sign-
I was just
but didn't he just sign
Tom
that
Favre.
big deal with
Yeah, with
Uh,
I think it was CBS, if I'm not mistaken.
is it CBS?
Which he's making way more money doing that than he ever would have been if he was
Playing football.
yeah.
Well,
So-
I mean,
So why?
Well, him and
Rogers
Giselle
went-
probably ain't together no more. A little lonely now. Got something to have something to do, man.
Rogers went for vice president, so why not Tom Brady for the three worst teams in the league? I mean,
Fair
Dude,
enough.
if I had Tom Brady's money and I was single, I would not want to play football again. I would like
no.
buy an
Literally-
island and just hide.
Yeah,
No
literally
kidding.
the last thing on my mind would be playing football again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
I
Cabin in
know.
the woods.
If there's anything else here.
Cabin in the
Oh my
woods, in the middle of
goodness.
1,000 acres. Hunt, fish anytime I want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? Like,
Shoot
What
at
do you-
trespassers.
Well,
Yeah.
it might be. Maybe it's because they
Well,
want
we do that
to
now, Dan,
play
but-
in Brazil this year, or they're gonna play.
oh
Fair.
yeah, they're gonna play in Brazil this year too. He's trying to get some of the Brazilian girls.
Well, and to be honest, I know his childhood favorite team is the San Francisco 49ers. It always has been.
How,
Yeah. So
you
how
think-
many is a Brazilian?
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that to Brock
So do you
Purdy.
think?
Don't,
I agree.
Backseat on Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I wouldn't
don't,
do that.
don't
No.
Brock Purdy. Don't ruin that kid's dream.
Like
But
Tom didn't want to get hit last year. You think he's gonna get hit this year?
well, that's true.
Old man will break a hit.
I guess this entertaining the possibility, according to this article, comes a month
don't-
after he posted a video of him running the 40-yard dash. So if he's doing
Okay.
stuff like that, it sounds like he's angling.
I don't understand why they just don't go back as a coach, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
be a mentor for a younger quarterback.
Who's
Mhm.
gonna play him?
they probably don't get paid as much.
He doesn't
it
need
ain't
the
about
money.
the fucking money. How much more money does the damn person need?
I mean, Aaron makes a good point. But yeah, he's got.
I mean-
gazillions
I
of
mean-
dollars.
Well, okay.
I'm just
so
saying.
Steve
that-
Austin could have been in the place of The Undertaker at WrestleMania, but he didn't
Yeah.
want to because of the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did hear that was a sticking point. That's why he didn't show up. Kind of weird because like does Austin need the money at this point either? I mean, I know he didn't have a very long career at the top.
But he made a
With
lot
the
of money
money?
in that career that he had.
Yeah, Undertaker sure made
I
one.
mean, he's got a lot of medical bills, I'm sure,
Yeah.
his knees and shit. But
I mean,
I don't know.
Rock
man.
Rock looked all of 51. That's for sure.
Oh
too.
yeah, he did. Rock. I respect for Rock. Just
Well, since I know almost everybody here outside of maybe Aaron watched WrestleMania, thoughts on the show? Anybody want anything on that?
it was good.
I know Horton
I
at least
enjoyed
watched
it.
one night a little bit.
Night-
Yeah, I caught bits and pieces of Saturday night because
Oh, I'm
me
sorry.
and the boys' wife was working.
Saturday was a little slow. Sunday was better.
I picked up
Yeah.
on that.
Much better.
Yeah.
Ladder match was crazy though.
The
That
ladder,
ladder
match was good.
It was the parts I got to see in the ladder match was pretty wild.
Clock.
For a ladder match, I guess it was okay.
Had its clock every week.
My clock.
Oh yeah, Miranda don't like ladder
Clock.
matches because it's slow. and
Trucker
plodding.
clock.
Yeah.
Clock.
It's not even
Who wants
11. Why is it going off?
I don't. It's because it's off.
Oh, I guess so.
What?
Oh.
You guys said
Maybe
it's some
come on.
odd hours.
Well, it's probably a couple minutes fast. That's what I was.
Well, Brandon, that's my clock. Now, you know, it's business.
What in the Mr. Rogers neighborhood is that?
One of those old ass clocks.
It's like
Damn it! He always gets me right when I
it's
get
like a
to it.
music clock. It plays
Damn.
music and it like dances. It's really cool.
Well, what did you
It's
I
think?
Land
showed
of
him
Make
one
Believe.
episode. Land of Make Believe.
Well, there
Eric,
was a what? Huh?
What did
Sorry.
you think of WrestleMania?
I would give the first night like maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10. Not real great. Second night, I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. So somewhere in the middle, about 7
Yeah.
overall. That's kind of where I'd
Yeah.
go with it.
That's about
Top
right.
20 overall. Not, I wouldn't call it the greatest WrestleMania of all time that they're calling it, but
Yeah,
it
but
was
I
in the
do
upper
agree.
level,
I
upper
will
half.
say it was the best one for this era, and it's
Yes,
interesting
for the last 10 years. Well, yeah, outside of 31. Yeah,
where
31 was great.
But it's interesting to see where some of the stories are now headed. I mean, we saw some play out Monday, and there's some that played out tonight. So I'm intrigued to see where the next step is.
Speaking of which, Brandon is referencing what happened on SmackDown tonight, which we won't take too long with the wrestling thing here.
Okay.
But apparently Solo Sikoa is now the leader of the Bloodline. He turned on Jimmy Uso, gave him the Samoan spike multiple times in the ring, and then they brought in Tama Tonga, who WWE recently signed. So, and I guess when Paul Heyman went to call Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa took the phone and smashed it. So Solo Sikoa is the leader of the new Bloodline right now, and they've kicked out Jimmy Uso. So thoughts on this, Brandon? And then I got a theory where this might be going at Survivor
I think
Series.
Solo is doing the dirty work for somebody else, in a sense. There's no way, unless Roman comes back totally dejected about the loss or whatever the case may be, and then
Great
Solo
picture, by the
takes
way.
him out. Yeah, that's a crazy photo.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
He got yeeted, all right. But,
Yeah, you do. But I could also see Paul Heyman doing for Solo what he did for Roman, or what he
Yeah.
did for Brock. So yeah, I'm interested. The Tama Tonga shit though, because like they sign Jacob also.
Exactly. They signed Jacob Fatu, who is another member of the family. So what I think they're going to end up doing, my theory is Rock and Cody at SummerSlam, which they already set up on Raw. And then Rock is going away for a while. Roman Reigns is going away for a while for probably till about July or so. Setting up SummerSlam. And then after that, Roman, Jimmy, and Jay, who get back together now, reform the original Bloodline against Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu. Survivor Series War Games.
And don't forget about Zilla.
Yeah, and you may have to get a couple other members to make a 5-on-5 at War Games, but I could totally see that. And then Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania next year. That's the plan, in my opinion.
Zilla Fatu is Roman's brother. Well, is Roman's nephew, because he's Umaga's son.
It sounds like anybody they can and will get, they're going to try to get right now, as they should.
They're going to get that whole Samoan dynasty.
Well, we talked about this on the WrestleMania prediction show, and me, you, and Ty, and Miranda on that show as well. We all talked about how if they're going to do the bloodline thing, you know, like the two tribal chiefs going nose to nose, who's going to rule this family affair here? So it makes absolute perfect sense to me in the world of storytelling and pro wrestling. So gotta hand it to them. They're doing a great job right now. Well, there was one other thing on wrestling I wanted to get Brandon's perspective on, since you know, he's a former pro wrestler. Bray Wyatt obviously recently passed away in real life. Obviously, it's not a storyline. But they are actually teasing now the return of somebody. We're getting glitches in the same way that Bray Wyatt used to get to herald his return to WWE. We had a glitch in the Bronson Reed promo at the bottom right hand of the screen that said the word hello. This is kind of what it looked like when we got it looked like a little production glitch is what it looked like. And now we're getting some on SmackDown with a little glitch during a match that says you forgot about us. The bottom right hand of the screen. And I guess SmackDown.
Can I just say I hope like hell it's DX?
Well,
I know
that's
it's not.
DIY.
I know it's not.
That's okay.
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm
I mean,
okay with that.
I miss those old times too. I'm not going to lie.
Oh yeah.
But
break it down.
But I guess at SmackDown they're also doing this stuff for the live crowd where they're teasing little glitches in the stands. So
Oh wow.
I won't show the audio, but they're like, you know, lights are going out, crazy stuff like this. The fireflies are lighting up, and then they're doing little glitches on the video boards. So they're heralding something. So it sounds to me like they're picking up right where they left off with Bray, and Uncle Howdy is coming back.
Yes.
I don't know. They didn't really get too far into the Uncle Howdy gimmick. So this looks like where they're going. This is probably Bo Dallas. Anybody else, I would think this is disrespectful to the memory of Bray Wyatt. But since he is his real life brother playing this role, I'm not upset about it. So,
but that's who Uncle Howdy was from the start. Was Bo?
Yeah, was Bo. Yeah. So,
and they had a whole thing planned between Bo and Bray. It's just sad that we didn't get to see it. Honestly, I really
vision.
am.
Yeah. But I'm happy to see his brother carrying on taking on the reins, so to speak, and carrying on the legacy.
I hate how all these real life stories are playing into this shit.
It sucks. It does suck.
Well, don't sugarcoat it.
But it drags you in.
Miranda won't sugarcoat it.
No,
and we love her for it.
It sucks. It sucks when you have that element of it. Like it sucked when Roman had to leave the first time. You know, when he came back and he won the title from Brock, and then the next day he comes out and he's like, I can't do it. You know, real life shit. But it was dope to see him come back. With Bray, it sucked because he was gone for so long, came back, and then you saw what he was trying to do, and you were in on it. You're like, all right, this is it. And he was super humble about it. He was told to people how much he loved them and how they don't know how that, you know, that they saved his life when he was going through something or other. So you're all in. And then this happens. And it's like, fuck, dude, it sucks. Like I told you, like there was 2 times that I felt hurt when a wrestler died. For me, 2 times. Eddie Guerrero and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Eddie was rough. I mean, I felt Benoit until I found out what happened. But
I can't say like I didn't feel bad because the man passed, but at the same time, like
you feel bad because I
felt
what
bad
happened
for his
to
family.
him.
Well, I felt bad of what
and how
happened.
he got to that point, though.
Yeah.
And I love how Paul Heyman put it too, because there were times where, you know, people would chant for Benoit when he's doing his speeches. He'd be like, you know what, as a professional wrestler, as a professional athlete, bar none, one of the best ever. But as a human being, F him. So can't deny that logic. But yeah, I can't think of any other pro wrestler. Well, Randy Savage was kind of tough.
Wasn't that a car accident in Florida?
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
Snapped into a palm tree.
Yeah, and I guess.
Yo,
there it is.
Yeah, I heard what he said. It was pretty good. I just waited for the reaction.
Yeah. Dan will get you with that. Yeah, love it.
That's good old dark humor.
That was wild.
Wow.
I can be a bit of a loose cannon, so you might have to rein me in once in a while.
I think it's a bit of the firefighter in you too.
It took a hot second for that.
That was awesome.
Well, I mean, Roddy
Good old
Piper.
PTSD.
Yeah, Roddy Piper. I mean, that was stuff. I used to would have said probably Hogan would have got to me whenever he goes, but then he's kind of got a history of some stuff here lately. You know, it's not so hot, but
Ric
still,
Flair,
it's my childhood. Ric Flair,
but it's like I don't know.
I had a bird
Flair's been
named
this
Hulk
close
Hogan.
for a long time.
Wait, what?
Huh?
My bird's name was Hulk Hogan. I know.
Did it
told
say
you this
brother?
story.
Did he go?
No, no. I've never heard this story.
Well, I was like
Never-
2 or 3. The bird, I think he flew away, but
Was it on the roids?
got out.
Was he eating his vitamins and saying his prayers?
Did it have a manager named the Mouth of the South?
This is why I don't tell you guys things.
To be fair, Hogan really didn't have that manager for a long time either. Yeah, I'm sorry, we took it.
Should have gave him like a.
Might I say, there for a minute when Miranda left and her chair was sitting there, it looked like Randy Orton was coming up out of a trash can.
You know, he will come at you out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere, dude.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
I was going to change it tonight, and I was going to actually put Trump up there because my neighbor put a damn Biden-Harris sign out, and I'm really mad.
She texted me a photo of the neighbor's yard.
Do you believe this shit?
Pretty much.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Goes,
At work. No less.
She goes, it's like, oh, it's on. Like,
Like Donkey Kong.
My neighbor, he's a staunch Trump guy. He's a good guy, but his last name is Burden. and I want to color match his mailbox and paint out the R so it looks like his mailbox says Biden.
That is funny.
You know, not a hair.
Poor
Most of us Trump supporters are also Second Amendment
mailbox.
supporters too.
My man said, "Go ahead and black that out."
Yeah.
If he can make a shot on me at that distance, we're doing good because he's an old guy and he's Pentecostal.
Well,
that's cool.
I don't know about them.
I shoot back though, so
You gotta be
We do a
careful.
couple of those Pentecostals. I met this dude when I first moved here, or when we first moved here. And I didn't know what it was, and I go, "What is that?" And he tried to explain it to me. And at the end of it all, I just looked at him and go, "Okay, you got it." Like I have no idea what that means, but you got it. So I just don't get into like it's not my thing. I was like, "Yeah, you got it. I believe you." I still don't know what it is, but yeah, you got it.
the funny thing is, like both of our neighbors, they're Pentecostal and they don't talk to us, and I'm pretty sure it's because my wife shows too much leg. So she's like, the neighbors don't talk to us. I'm like, well, yeah, you're a heathen.
Too much ankle.
Yeah, you're wearing shorts. You're going straight to hell, babe.
You're a heathen.
Kathy must not be listening tonight because I know is brought up that way.
Man, there was an O.J. Simpson joke sitting right there, and I couldn't figure out which way to
Well,
go.
go ahead.
Wow.
Sorry.
Let it rip.
Am I wrong?
I mean, Brandon talked about him the night before he died, and he died.
Okay,
Wait,
don't
can I
do
pull
that.
up
Like
that-
I got a death note.
Oh,
like,
you sent that
don't do
in
that.
text, darn it. So I was like, if Dan,
that
Dan,
picture
Dan,
I sent.
Yeah, Dan did like a nice little edit of the Bronco chase that I would have pulled up. But I think he said,
Yeah, I took out the Bronco and put in a white hearse, so it looked like the cops were chasing the hearse.
yeah.
Oh.
There's no such thing as too soon with this guy for sure.
Don't underestimate the power of a bored firefighter.
I know. My
Yeah.
uncle's a firefighter, and my great uncle's been a firefighter, so I know exactly what Dan's talking about.
A guy.
That's
at
where
work,
I learned to play poker. Board
Yeah.
firefighters.
Which we got to do that one night. We'll play some poker. Y'all can lose some money.
We're supposed to do it with Drew online.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
I'll really lose money that way. Better be like a penny bet or something.
Somebody send Drew a link and tell him to join.
Oh
Drew
man,
was
that could be
playing,
fun.
hold on.
Yeah,
I'm wearing my EMS gloves at half mast this year.
Bro,
Yes, man.
you gotta use the Chewbacca defense. If it don't fit, he must have quit.
Yeah, that's what literally. So that's what started this whole conversation with somebody trying to put on some gloves at work, and I said that, and then it started the whole conversation of like, "Do you think he did it?" And like,
Well, considering a man wrote a book about if I would have done it, this is how I would have done it.
yeah, you did it. And then I seen this tweet the day he died. Right, I see the tweet or a repost of the tweet, and it said, "Before I go, I did it." And I was like,
And then the family deleted it.
yeah, the famous shit
Soon
got out of it.
This must be the
Wow.
thing.
I was hoping I could add that picture to the chat, but I guess I can't.
Oh, boo.
Not in here anyway.
There's probably a way I can send it to my email, save it to my computer, and then do it. But
Yeah, that's too much work for a Friday night.
Wild, though.
maybe next time. By then, the
Yeah,
moment's
yeah.
passed.
And I
Yeah.
told
Or I
somebody,
can toss it up in Discord or whatever.
This is too much work for
I
Friday
told
night.
somebody too, because they was like, "Wasn't he in jail?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "For what?" And I was like, "I think it was robbery or some shit."
I think they did find him liable to be guilty in a civil case, kind of like
Mhm.
Trump now, which isn't the same.
Yeah, it was a
Actually finding him
civil suit.
guilty. Yeah,
Okay.
so it was like something to that effect, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't
I
know
I
if he
think it's
really
a wrongful
served.
death.
I don't know if he ever served time though. I don't even know if he really had to pay much. Did he? Maybe he did serve time.
I think he was.
Wasn't
broke.
it for some
So-
some of his memorabilia or something like
Well,
that?
most
Yeah,
NFL players, you know.
Stole it.
Mm-hmm. They broke into somebody's house
Easy
or
there,
something.
Thunder. You're treading on thin ice with Joe. Saying
What
that
happened?
about NFL players. He's like,
Oh,
isn't that
I
most
know.
NFL players?
Yeah, probably. I mean, shoot. I don't know how many. I mean, shoot. Freaking Ray or what was his name? Rashee Rice just got busted for racing and causing a major accident.
No,
He did. He finally turned himself in.
I was
Finally.
referring to the fact
That's
that
crazy.
most of them don't get paid. don't have to pay
Oh.
anything.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. That is thin ice.
I don't care. I mean, I get it.
When you got money, I mean, yeah, you don't pay for a lot of shit. Like you get away with a lot of
not
shit.
to bring this up, this is kind of off topic, Eric, but the interpreter is taking the plea that he was guilty in the Ohtani case.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Baseball.
How much money did he scam off that man?
16 million.
Jesus.
That's it, considering his contract. It should.
That's
Bro, I don't
should
give
be
a
lot
shit.
more.
That's $16 million that
I
I got.
How much is he getting paid? Like $700 million to play baseball?
700 million a year.
Listen
I
to
went
me.
for 16 years.
700 million to bet on it.
Yeah.
For 16 years?
Yeah,
Matt, when are we
exactly.
going to a baseball game?
I don't
Yeah, I'm
know.
trying to go to baseball game, bro.
It's
I'm down
sometime
for that.
soon.
I don't know if I want to go all the way
Depends
to New
on
York for
If it
Yankees.
starts, if it
I'm
stops,
not going to a
this-
Yankees game. Fuck out of here.
it depends on if we
I've
get
been to a
Noah's
Cardinals
Ark
game.
loaded within the next.
Yeah, I think
3
of it like
days.
St.
I mean,
Louis or Chicago might be okay. Now, St. Louis.
We
let's
need
not
to
do
go to a Scrappers game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scrap the minor. We went to a
You know what
Scrapper
Cubs-
game. The
Yeah,
Cubs.
Cubs. I mean,
the
You know what
are
Cubs
cool.
stands for, don't you?
Oh god.
Completely useless by September.
I love this guy. Okay, you're talking to a New York Yankees fan, so
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
going to hear.
Well, hell,
We're always there in
the Yankees-
October, so
Yankees, man. That's like going to the casino and cheering for the house, man.
yes.
Ah,
this.
you still love it?
It's like cheering for the dealer.
Yeah.
Damn.
I welcome it.
Yeah. Everybody, Orton, everybody. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, all we got
Shit
to
all
do
over
is pay
your
the official.
baseball
We don't have to gamble our way in there.
And I'm being nice.
Bruh.
Yeah, this is tame.
Hey, he likes you, hey, bro.
I'll let him off the leash one of these days.
Yeah, I'm being nice, aren't I, Jill?
He's on good behavior.
You get him, me, and our other buddy Jordan together. Oh my goodness, we're gonna. Yeah.
So let me get this
Yeah.
straight. So you act totally different.
Yeah, I don't want to get you
those
canceled
guys,
because I come in here. So
but
Put it this
then-
way.
But when we hang out, is mad different. So you live like 2 lives? Is that it?
Not really, but remember the chat we had about a week or so ago, Brandon?
Yeah. How
Similar
can I
to
forget
that.
it?
Dan.
Similar to not that bad, but it's in the ballpark.
I can't believe you said what you said to my wife.
It's funny
That's
how
crazy,
he dipped out.
man.
He's not going to back me up now. What the
Nah,
hell?
he,
No.
did that. He said, "I'm going,
He
cuz."
said, "Heck,
Well,
you
Randy's
got
going to
it.
be in the trash can again. There we go.
Oh, Randy, yeah. Pop out
It's
of
like
it,
she's
Randy.
censoring his midsection. It's weird.
Thank you for that, by the way. I don't need to see that.
I got to pee.
Not that Randy Orton from
alert the media."
Randy, did you mute your headphones?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna hear you pee then. Just so you're aware.
This is a Dragon's Den After Dark, everybody. Just so you know.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah, anything goes. That's all good.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, Eric, because we brought it up on one of the previous shows.
Oh, you're good. No problem. I mean, like I said, you got anything to say, just say it.
If I found out any more information, I'll let you know. They haven't said anything more about Ohtani. The investigation for Ohtani is ongoing.
Mhm.
I just have a hard time believing Ohtani did something like that. I really do.
Well, and it may have been without his knowledge. I don't know.
That's
how.
that's the vibe I'm kind of getting from this whole trial is that he didn't know so much about it. Dan, I have a question for you.
all right.
Do you know a Brent Stanton?
No.
Okay, I was just curious if you did. He works in the Van Buren area, so
Oh, he's with Monroe Fire Territory.
yeah, he's general. So I was just curious if you knew him.
No, I don't know.
He
I don't know too many guys in Monroe County.
he retired a couple years ago, so it doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I hear a lot of names, but I
Yeah, but he used to do fire and rescue and stuff like that all the time. So
got you. Is that an
We're gonna
elbow?
go. Oh, there.
There he is.
Yeah. It's kind of with his
I hope
background as
that's
a
an
green
elbow.
screen. Yeah,
Yeah,
it better be.
check it out. Looks like
It's
Randy
not an
Orton coming
elbow
out of the
picking
trash
through.
can. Check it out.
Yeah,
What
it is.
happened?
Yeah, she you didn't see it, but she did it on purpose this time to try to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw your elbow
don't know
sticking
what
out of the green screen, Brandon. It
We
looked
don't
like
want
you.
to see the
Oh,
bed section.
when
You
I
didn't know
was
what you were
doing this,
flashing.
and they didn't know what
Yeah.
I was doing.
I was hoping that's what that was anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
kinda
know,
looked
did you
like
see-
your knee for a minute there?
Did you see
Yeah.
that video that somebody sent into the news with the eclipse, and it turned out to be this dude's ball sack?
I heard about that.
What?
And the news aired it.
Live. They
aired
like
it
that
live.
shit. They aired it live,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
and he's just like,
It's like
his
that one
balls.
time.
That's my
It's like
butthole.
that one time when somebody they
Hilarious.
called Joe Biden and when they hung up, they're like, "Let's go, Brandon," and he's like, "Yeah, I agree." It's like, you dumbass. It's like, what the? Anyway, loved it. But anyway,
wild.
And to think if
Well,
that dude
I
if
did
that
wanna-
dude hadn't won that race, that phrase would not be exist.
yeah,
Nope.
the media lady, all she could do just to try to cover that up did not work.
She rolled with it, and
No.
I applaud that because there's no way I could have thought on my feet that quick.
Well, it was,
I
it
know
was a
I
fail,
could have,
but yes.
but I would have said something else.
Well, I
I've
mean,
been like, oh yeah, that's Jay
she
Biden.
did try to move on. Absolutely, she did a good job of
did.
trying to do that, but it was so audible.
Well, that's
Yeah, nice try.
That's funny.
give you need for effort, man.
Yep.
That's for sure. Well,
Some of
speaking
the-
of Tom Brady possibly coming back, there was another report that came out this week of someone else who might be coming back, and I've been going nose to nose with Brandon on this one for a long time. But apparently, there's reports now that Robert Downey Jr. has said, "quote I'd happily return as Iron Man." Regularly throughout his dialogue in this interview, he said, "quote It's too integral for a part of my DNA. The role chose me, and look, I always say never ever bet against Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel Studios. It's a losing bet. He's the house, and the house will always win." So, Brandon, still thinking he's not going to do it?
He died.
I don't care.
Dead.
How do you explain him coming back?
Multiverse.
Multiverse is always the answer.
That's the way it'll be,
Multiverse.
brother.
No.
I will bet
Cheapest
vital
way
parts of
possible.
my paycheck right now that it's happening in a few years.
Oh my god.
Brad needs
Why
money.
can't they come up with something new?
Well,
Why can't they
Like,
spell
all their
things
stuff
right?
is just
Yeah.
re-
Thank you,
shit.
Miranda.
Which one's misspelled? I'm missing something.
Through. It's the wrong kind.
Exactly.
Oh
Miranda.
yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right. Actually, you're right. It
Well,
is the right dialogue. The art or the right spelling. The article went on to talk about how he threw out his scripted lines during filming, and they.
Oh,
ad-libbed a lot of it.
okay.
So, yeah,
Okay.
good catch though. But no, yeah. So yeah, they talked about a lot of his dialogue. They wrote 10 minutes before he said it. So that's why it kind of came off as natural. But yeah,
Can you make his sacrifice seem meaningless?
I don't think so because that particular Tony's still dead. I know what you're saying, but
Maybe they bring him back as an AI suit.
Well,
That's what
that's
I
a-
would assume,
I mean, yeah, with Ironheart,
and
sure.
I'd be fine with that. He could be Ironheart's Jarvis, but him physically coming back.
I agree. I don't like it.
just don't.
Well, part of the reason is because now they've got rights to X-Men and Fantastic Four. They want all these characters like the Avengers to all be able to interact with characters they've never got to interact with.
Well, they should have thought about that before they started killing them off.
Well, they
You
didn't have
can't
the
go
right to
back
back.
and change
Yeah.
history just because you don't like the fucking outcome.
What if they recast? I'm just
Fucking
curious.
Democrat.
Yeah, even if
Wait,
you
who? Me?
No, the person
It's like
that's
we're playing
writing
GT
it.
already.
Oh, I gotcha.
No,
But-
the person that's writing it. It's like
recasting would work,
Miranda's
it's not-
right.
it's not Tony. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
it would still be a Tony. It would just be a different actor playing the role.
I thought they were going to do that with Tom Cruise. He was going to play what was it?
He was going to play
Supreme
Superior Iron Man, yeah, at
Superior
one point.
Iron Man.
But that was before Robert got casted. He was up for the role at one point, and they didn't give it to him. And I think it worked out for the
That
best.
would have been a
But-
horrible idea.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, you're going to get some of these coming back at least once or twice more, and then they're, from what I understand, after Star or Secret Wars, they're going to recast almost everything anyway.
That's the direction I thought they were going anyway. I thought we were
Well,
going to get like
they're
the
gonna
new
get-
Avengers.
Since they're bringing in like Hugh Jackman, they're probably going to get one or two Last Hurrahs from an alternate universes, Tony, an alternate universes Cap. I think it's all going to happen, dude. Black
what they
Widow's
need
coming
to
back.
do is start a new series of children superheroes so
They
they
did.
can grow into their roles.
Well,
Yeah.
they were trying to bring in new characters. The problem was nobody's watching the dang movies.
Echo
So-
Echo was
Because
supposed
there's
to be the
nothing
new.
new.
and
Well,
nobody
why-
watched
why-
Echo.
Why would you?
So I mean that, and I understand the problem, you know, because people don't watch something they don't relate to or don't know. But
Mhm.
I agree with you. I would rather see new characters explored, and they got to integrate them the right way. You can't just be like,
Yeah.
here you go, and they have no
Yeah.
other relationship to anything else. I think that's the problem. But
Well, if they
Um,
want to bring back Iron Man, bring back his daughter now with powers, and
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
him
that's
come
what I'm
in
saying.
and mentor her as an AI or as a even voice in her head.
You know, they
That'd be
kind
Or
of
they
teased
bring him
that.
back.
At least
Yeah.
I thought they were teasing that at the end of Endgame.
I did too. But
They
they
were
so to
teasing
this
that,
point,
but
yeah, they just haven't done it yet. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm just saying he wouldn't be coming out and saying this stuff if he either didn't know something or is at least open to the idea.
They could
and-
name it Iron 3000.
I mean, this could also mean, you know, hello, you know, actor wants work. I mean,
Mhm.
clearly, you know,
Mhm.
even though he did just win an Oscar, but
Do voiceover work. Be the new Jarvis.
I mean,
Will
I'd be fine
work
for that
for
too. I mean,
$1,000
and we don't know
less.
what way he's coming back, but I'm just saying it's probably going to happen. Anyway, I had to show this to Brandon because I know
Having come back as a memory.
he get big blood pressure issues over this for sure.
Yeah, something.
Okay,
Like-
settle
like I
this for
said-
me.
Go ahead.
I don't know if my sister will ever see this. I don't think she's watching tonight, but I'll have to let her know if we do this. Settle this argument for me and her. Who was right in Civil War, Captain America or Iron Man?
Both of them.
Really?
You could see both sides of the story.
Neither of
What
them.
Cap wanted was to still, he didn't want to fall in line. He felt like there was no reason to. But
I'm glad you all
understandably,
answered first because I was going to say the North.
Yep. Yes, sir.
but understandably, you could see where Tony was coming from. Think about what Wanda did. With no restrictions
I
or
broke
no
him.
guidelines, then you
Yeah.
get what you
Not
get
hard.
with like what she did. So like I could see both sides of it, but at the same time, I mean, like I understand where Cap's coming from. I understood where Iron Man was coming from. So technically, they both were right in a sense of what they wanted because you see it play out. You see what happens when you put restrictions on superheroes. You get,
Yeah, that's kind of where I fell along with it.
but then when you
Well,
don't put restrictions on superheroes, you also see the flip side.
Even by the end of it, though, it was almost like Tony kind of admitted he was wrong in the match. You know, when he went to make amends before he had to turn on. Yeah, Matt's done.
I'm
So-
still broke
so,
on the North.
In other
comment.
words, Brandon's going to ride that fence. I got you. Cool. You know.
The-
So,
the-
all right.
North.
I guess
We-
the debate
I'll,
continues.
I'll take a side on that.
All right. I'm curious.
I think
Careful
Cap
which
was
side you
right.
pick.
Cap was
Not the-
right.
Yeah, I agree with Aaron.
Because
I-
I don't know. I think that it touched too close to home on the government trying to gain too much power
And I'm always
over-
against that.
over
Oh, yeah.
anything. Like, I mean, I
Yep.
understand that, like, maybe the Avengers should have been like, okay, we need to create like a guideline for ourselves. Like, when do we say, hey, we can't cross this line? You know, that kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of what
But-
the Sokovia Accords was.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
the Sokovia Accords was more the government was forcing it upon them, not that they were coming together as a bunch of superheroes trying to do the ultimate good and then setting themselves some guidelines.
I still think it's
Oh.
Black Panther's fault.
It's the still shut the
Why?
fuck
Because he
up.
was black? What the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
I almost lost my shit for a second.
I was going to say. Oh, man.
Dude.
That took a big turn.
Jesus, Brandon.
Damn.
Yo,
Well,
that-
you wanted me to go
hold
all in.
on.
I said my piece.
Well,
So-
you know what Matt's
your
doing.
piece made zero sense. Wakanda
It
was
has to
literally.
make sense.
I'm not about to. You know what? Nope. Having this discussion with you.
I mean, if you watch the stories, when Wakanda started to get involved in stuff, that's when things started to go south. for them.
That's because Wakanda had a resource that people wanted, and they
Right.
weren't giving it
Yeah.
to people.
But really, I agree with Brandon. Both of them are right. Really, I mean, it's
Like I
it's a
said,
great
you can see
movie.
the pros and the cons of the situation. Cap didn't. He was already served in the military. He didn't like the structure, how things were going there. He didn't be in like a hired hitman essentially. So I understand that part. But you can also see without those restrictions, You get the same reason why Batman was pissed at Superman. It's the collateral damage part. Not everybody has superpowers.
But
Not
if they
everybody can
would
live
have,
through these world-ending events. So,
if they would have continued with the Accords, though, they would have been hired hitmen because the government would only allow them to intervene in certain situations,
and I get
and
that.
those situations would be politically motivated.
Yes, and I understand that, and that's what I'm saying. Like there had to be guidelines on both sides, and if not, I mean, Shield already operated by a shadow government any damn way. There was somebody pulling Shield strings the whole fucking time, and they were all working for Shield.
Yeah, but once Nick Fury found out that was an issue, he pulled the plug on it as best he could.
As best he could, and it
still. Because, you know, once you get a spider in your house, you know, you're going to have millions of spiders. There's no way to get all the spiders out of your house.
Burn the house down.
There is. Yeah.
I guess you could burn the house down.
You fixed it. So, yeah. Game over.
Problem solved, problem staying solved.
Yeah.
Well played. Bunch of nerds. All right.
They're the nerds.
It's not calling kettle black, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I mean,
everything you need to know.
I know. I mean, I did kind of start that fire. I guess the debate
And
rages
then
on.
you got a bunch of pops behind. You know what? Never mind.
It's sarcasm, bro. Kind of.
Next question.
I have nothing to add on.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, I could always get into a little more depressing topics. I mean, always.
Okay.
Sure.
This might be where Hort wants to check out if we go political. But I mean, I'm perfectly fine just discussing whatever too. But
All right, y'all talk it out. I gotta pee.
Thanks for sharing.
I hope everything comes out all right.
Yeah. Make sure. Yeah.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Oh man.
All right. Well, I guess we'll dive into this video I wanted to show here. Miranda mentioned a little bit earlier about Trump in Atlanta. I just thought it was a nice little thing to see because it's one thing the media doesn't really show you. And, you know, the media likes to hide a lot of stuff, but they don't always show the human side of Trump. So I thought it would just be kind of a nice little thing to show here. This is from the Liberal Hive Mind on YouTube. So I highly recommend you follow him over there. He's got a great channel. So he's going to get into what happened in Atlanta with Trump at the Chick-fil-A. So here we go.
All right, folks. So supposedly Donald Trump is an evil, terrible racist, and the people hate him. They tell you that black people are fearful of him. You know, if you tune into The View, Donald Trump is such an evil, horrible racist, so much so that he wants to, quote, bring slavery back.
It's a big win for Democrats, I believe, in the election, but...
Well, here's something you have to keep in mind. Take a look at
There's your first problem.
Rolling back.
Yeah.
Remember I said ages ago, you know, they in their minds they want to bring slavery back.
Wrong.
They're okay with it.
You know, that's what they tell you, but the reality is very different. Here's Donald Trump in deep blue Atlanta, connecting with the people at a local Chick-fil-A.
You talking about her nose ring?
Yeah.
30 milkshakes. Watch, the media will try to say since he ordered chicken, it's racist. You know.
Oh,
They only have chicken.
Are you kidding me?
Chick-fil-A, but
Are you serious?
It's literally in the name.
I think that's very nice.
You're kidding me, right?
well, they haven't done
mean-
it yet. I'm just saying, watch them try.
Thank you very much. So we'll order 30 milkshakes. We'll give them out to the people, and we'll take some for ourselves. Okay?
Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Turns out Donald Trump's just a regular person, a rather charismatic, personable, and very respectful person. Just think about the
with a
contrast.
shit ton of money.
In real life,
Yeah,
what you see with your own eyes doesn't exactly mesh too well with what the official leftist mainstream media narrative is. I mean, according to the way they describe him, Donald Trump should have walked in there with a whip, right? Wearing a big white cloak and mask.
Man.
But no, it turns out that he's just a regular person and not this evil, deplorable racist And that's what they don't want you to know. They don't want people to ever see what you just saw. And they certainly don't want minority folk to ever see that, because it instantly dispels the brainwash magic that they've worked so hard to preserve. You know, if they aired this stuff, we'd be living in a very, very different world. Let's call this exposure therapy. A lot of people, especially minority folk, are very scared of Donald Trump. The question
Does he show the rest of the video?
What's so scary about
he shows some more.
this?
I don't care what the media
Okay.
tells you, Mr. Trump. We support you.
Support you, man.
Okay, 4 p.m. 4 p.m.
Come here, let me give you a.
Well, what's scary about it, particularly to Democrats, is that these kinds of situations allow Donald Trump the ability to expose the truth that's very detrimental, let's say, to the DNC's electoral hopes.
Listen, she's fundraising. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We're gonna get rid of Biden. Bye, Sleepy. He is the worst president in the United States, and he's horrible to the black community. Like it or not.
Been that way
the
since the
black
senator.
community bad. And check out his record in the 1990s. Check out his record in the 1990s.
You're economically what's for us. Yeah.
Well, opportunities.
Opportunity wise, everything holistic.
Best job numbers ever.
The first step egg. Let's talk about it.
And again, the colleges and universities.
Yeah.
Get the whole thing down.
Yeah. I got you.
Serving the red pill on a silver platter, or I guess in the case of Donald Trump, on a very big, beautiful golden platter. They don't want people to see that. Especially they don't want minority groups to know that that's the real man and that that's the message. They want people to live in a news created and of course a social media algorithm enforced narrative bubble. Donald Trump is scary. But the reality is that there's nothing scary about Donald Trump. And you know, I never understood what was so scary about him. What is so scary about
Except his hair.
What makes the orange man bad? Is it his belief in capitalist free markets, low taxation and low regulation? What's so scary about that? His belief in a non-interventionist foreign policy approach, and of course a more diplomatic approach to foreign conflict. In other words, Donald Trump isn't a fan of sending other nations' young men to slaughter on behalf of the globalist agenda.
Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians.
That was a great
I want
answer,
them to
by the
stop
way.
dying.
Or is it his belief in borders? You know, something that wasn't so controversial until the anti-Trump media circus came to town. Well, again, it comes right back to that initial point that there's nothing scary about it. There's nothing scary about the MAGA agenda, Agenda 47, as the leftoids are now dubbing it. Of course, as we know, give something a title and all of a sudden it becomes real scary. It's always a game of misdirection with the Democrats. Use scary words and scary labels to fearmonger people into supporting you. Well, of course, as we know, the effects of crying wolf over and over again have diminishing returns, and especially in the digital age, in the world of the internet, where the truth ends up bubbling to the surface inevitably, you can only cry wolf so many times until the people start waking up, especially when Elon Musk now owns Twitter, as it's now less of a DNC-controlled information outlet these days, and more of a free and open platform. You know, the truth's bubbling to the surface and it's having a significant effect. Trump isn't as scary as they tell you he is, and people seem to be waking up to that according to the numbers. Why are black voters backing Donald Trump in record numbers? Latest polls show that 17% of black voters would vote for the former president today, more than twice the number in 2016. People are waking up, media brainwash is dissipating, the spell is being dispelled. In other words, we are witnessing the left's worst nightmare, the continued humanization of Donald Trump. Who would have thought the apprentice billionaire, the man who literally gold-plated his entire New York penthouse, who would have thought that at the...
All right, I guess that's good enough. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to show a different side of things that, yeah. What, Brandon?
I want to say, I said this the last time we had this conversation. Being someone who is of color, it's hard to find on these social media outlets people who share the same ideology and or belief that you do.
Right.
Not because they're not there. It's they're not easily accessible for reasons. Okay. I told you the last time we had this conversation that you, unless you knew who they were, you wouldn't know who they were, right? I found there's at least 6 that I know of now that I listen to, that I watch and I follow, that are all black and who ran into the same problem I ran into along this whole journey in politics, right? So when you get to see something like what you saw there, and this is what I told Miranda when I seen it, it amazes me that so many people fall for the okie doke yet again, especially in the black community, because it sucks, dude. When you don't feel like you have the proper representation ever. So when you finally get somebody who did a lot for your community, and now you're being told that no, he hates you, he's this, that, and the third, but then they're like, but we'll give you that voice to express yourself only if you express yourself like this. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you choose not to, well, then nobody's going to know about you. So I'm supposed to either fall in line and follow the rules, or that's it. And
Well, Joe Biden said it best. If you can't figure out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Which is
That's
like
a direct quote from Joe Biden. Racist
again,
as hell.
to say something like that and then nobody paid no attention is crazy to me.
I can't believe he said
when I
something
heard
like
him
that,
say
Eric.
it.
You want me to pull up the video?
I believe it.
Okay.
I just don't believe it.
When I seen it, I told you
dumbest thing I've
immediately
ever
what
believed.
happened. I said, "There's no way you said that live on TV."
To a
No
black
shot.
man, he said it to him.
Yeah,
I mean, the gods.
See, that's why I believe. So I'm a very big conspiracy theorist, right?
No.
Some of these people are so dumb, you've got to think that they're acting, right? Like Jenna Ellis. I cannot stand this woman. I've been arguing with her on Twitter for weeks.
Fight
because she was
Miranda's gonna
Trump's
fight her.
lawyer. She knows about all the fraud. She went to court and fought for this man. And whatever happened. Now she was a DeSantis supporter. Well, DeSantis, I hear, is going to come out and campaign for Trump now. So what is Jenna going to do? Is she just going to get out of the political field altogether? Or is she going to...
She'll probably fall in line too. I mean, at some point.
Yeah.
And then,
But
then you'll have
Joe
perfect ammo.
Joe Biden is so dumb at this point in his life. You've got to wonder, did they just take him out and put somebody in his place that's acting?
Well, and speaking of conspiracy theories, I mean, the media love to talk about how the people on the right, which is just normal, everyday Americans, Christian, conservative, want to do right by God, country, want to, all that good stuff. They love to talk about how the right is full of conspiracy theories, right? But there's more leftist conspiracy theories out there, like Trump saying that, there's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't get reelected, when he was talking about the automobile industry and the economy. Or, the losers and sucker hoax, where he did not call veterans of World War I losers and suckers. There's no one who would corroborate that story that had no sources, just a person close to the situation knew. Things like that. I mean, there are the fine people hoax, where he said, there are fine people on both sides. He called Nazis fine people. But if you hear the rest
on January 6th, where he threatened the driver and his Secret Service agent.
He jumped over the dude in the car.
My man can't walk down a ramp without help, but at the same time, he could be John Wick or Chuck Norris and dive into the front of the car and fight for the field. Which, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the beach have a divider between the passenger area and the front seat anyway?
Yeah,
I'm not 100% on that part, but I mean,
I don't know.
Well, not only that, the actual driver of the car was on record to saying he never reached for the wheel. It was more aggravation in his voice than anything physical. But the media won't tell you that part. And the January 6th committee tried to hide it and get rid of the evidence. So,
dude, they're like the Warren Commission.
No, not ever.
Like I
the
said,
bipartisan committee.
Me and Aaron were having this conversation on the way home today too, about people dying on hills. And at the end of the day, it's one of these situations where it's like, if you decide that you're going to turn a blind eye to the whole thing and just go off of what you hear on the news, so be it. Like, because there's no convincing you, period.
No.
It's not going to happen. I'm not going to change your mind. There's nothing that could happen. It is what it is, right?
Well, and we can't compete with that constant flow of misinformation you're getting from the news anyway.
Not when it's always, you know what I mean? It's easily obtained. So sure, but if you're gonna die on that hill, so be it. Like, it is what it is. It's like if we're on a boat, somebody falls in, they can't swim, you throw them a life raft. It's up to them to get that. If they choose not to, what do you want me to do?
The only problem is it affects all
Because
of
if
us
I
at
get
that
in
point.
to save you and
Yeah.
you drag me down with you, I die in the process.
That's what my concern is. They drag all the rest of us down with them because of their vote. But my biggest issue with it is, I mean, I hate lying in general. I mean, I'm trying to be an honest guy at all times. I mean, Horton knows this. He's known me for over 25 years at this point.
I don't know, you lied about some shit.
Give or take.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, give or take. Stop it. But I mean, Joe Biden can go out there in interviews and spew these debunked lies, provable lies, over and over and over again. The media will not hold him accountable. But as soon as Trump says something that they can turn into a lie, they'll twist it into such. That's what bugs me, because they got their their nasal cavity so far shoved up Joe Biden's ass, they won't do anything about it. So
I listened to 5-minute speech of Catherine, the one that was just fired recently from CBS, I think it was. I can't remember her last name. But the media might as well just duct tape their mouths shut. Unless they're told to say it. Unless they're told what to say, they're not going to tell it.
There was a report.
Obama made sure of that.
Yeah.
He put like a gag order on them. If there was anything that would start a war, they're not allowed to report on it.
Yeah, well, and that's another thing. Did you hear about that movie Civil War that's coming out this weekend?
Oh my God.
A lot of the people I know are going to the premiere.
Well, I actually thought the movie looked pretty good. I was considering going to watch it. But then I heard Tim Pool's review. Did you by any chance check that out?
Spoiler alert, the North wins.
Well, yeah. 1.0.
My man over here.
Here's the thing.
the
I'm going to
North.
flat out
Man,
ruin this right now. Does anybody care if I ruin this? Because the movie essentially is a liberal left-wing wet dream. It is literally what they think would really happen if Trump got back into office and supposedly wouldn't leave and stay for a third term. Because the president and the movie is basically, they don't call him Trump or anything, but he talks just like Trump, has some same mannerisms. Plus, it's the only Civil War movie based in the modern world that does not have any drones in it, from what I understand. So that makes no sense in general. And I guess the people who actually liberate the country from this supposed corrupt president is a very diverse group of militia who go into the White House and literally put a bullet in his head. So, little on the nose, don't you think? And the critics are like, this is not a political movie. Bullshit.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yo, did you say a diverse group?
Yeah, the militia is made of diverse people and not only that, the movie's about a bunch of reporters who are on their way to the White House before this, the militia can get there. And all the people they encounter along the way are supposedly, they don't find any left-wing trans or gay or non-binary people. All they find are, racist rednecks, people who love to tote their guns, to paint them as evil villains throughout the entire movie. You're not getting my money now. I'm sorry, you're not.
I've been.
This is why Hollywood sucks.
Yeah. This is why people want to ask me why I'm talking more political stuff on my channel more. This is why, because I can't even enjoy movies now because of this shit.
Yeah.
So
No, you're good.
Morgan Freeman said it. Morgan Freeman said it best when asked.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman said it best when asked, "How do you end racism?" Stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah.
Yep. And
look,
all we do is talk about it now.
I've been black for 40, right now 40 years. Okay.
Okay.
In that 40
was that ever a question?
that 40-year time span, I legitimately faced racism once when I was a kid, and then I experienced drive-by racism once, and that's just because some dude saw me cutting the grass and he drove by and he rolled down his window just to call me the N-word. It is what I said. That was aggressive.
Uber aggressive. Yeah.
It's like
That's an aggressive
drive-by
term.
racism. That's crazy. But I never saw that man again in my life. Yeah, I was like, all right, you win, I guess. And then the first time, the racism, it was so subtle, I didn't notice it, but it took an older person to point it out to me. It took my grandfather to go, hey, don't worry about it. And I'm like, what? I was like 14 at the time. And then he told me what the dude said, and I go, oh, I didn't hear him. Like I genuinely didn't hear him. Or I didn't interpret what he said as racist.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And my grandpa was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. It was it. This is 2 times in my life.
And
Now,
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Other than when I met you it never happened again.
Yeah.
Because boy, I be letting you skate on a lot.
That is true. I mean, you know. Yeah.
And then there's only been one other time I got called a racist, but that was by somebody of my own color, and it was weird. And I was like, I don't like it. The fact that you said that.
I don't like it.
Well, and I'm not trying to be, racist.
That would be pretty awkward.
I say this.
I would think.
But-
It was. I was like, that's weird.
Well,
Okay.
but the media, the one thing they don't want to talk about is, oh well, black people are getting shot, and nobody wants to see that. But they fail to mention that a lot of it is black on black crime on each other, and
we don't want to talk about that. But
they love to talk about what was his name? Was it Dexter Reed? He just got killed by police, 96 shots. But they failed to mention the fact that he opened fire on cops first. I mean, that sort of shit is relevant to the conversation.
His mom passes out live.
Yeah, acting like my baby got shot for just driving my car.
What the
No.
fuck were you?
I pray every night for those men and women that put their lives on the line. I do. I pray for them every night.
Yeah.
But that's the only shit that
Jackson was
I need
watching
to
a
be a
video
cop.
the other day.
No, you couldn't. I mean, I respect the cops. And I know sometimes, Horton, we've had fun about talking like, oh, we'll make fun of the cops. You're a firefighter.
Oh, yeah,
It's kind of like the Navy and the Army, or is it Air Force? Which one is it? One of the two. But it's kind of like that inner rivalry.
All
But
the
at the
great-
same
No,
time,
Hold on. I was about to say, I've watched enough of these soldier TikToks to know every branch has something to say about every branch.
Yep.
And I find it highly entertaining. The Coast Guard, by far, though, they get shit on, and I don't think it's deserved.
Yeah.
true.
I don't know.
I'm
Them
not
in
saying
Space
I'm
Force
sticking
seems
up
like a
for-
lot of
Yeah,
shit.
them in
Pretty
Space
good.
Force
Space
take
Force.
some shit.
Yeah.
Okay? But the
Yeah.
way y'all be ragging on
Space
the Coast
Force
Guard
takes
is
some
absurd.
crap too.
You would think, since the Navy and the Coast Guard kind of serve the same purpose, we would, there's some camaraderie there. It's
No.
not. It is not at all.
No.
But I think at the end of the
Actually,
day, there
there's
is a big respect, like Horton just
There
alluded
is.
to.
There
about,
is.
Exactly.
Like,
we love you
I will
guys.
pick on cops all day long. I know cops. I have family that are cops.
Mm-hmm.
But if last year February-ish, we had a couple cops got shot down home, and we all went in.
I do vaguely remember something about that.
Yeah. But like I said, I will pick on cops all day long.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute somebody messes with one, I'm gonna back him.
Yeah, it's like a brother and sister situation. But hold on, that was
Yeah.
about to come out my mouth way wrong. Let me rephrase that.
Take two.
Wrong Google search.
Yeah.
Don't do
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like a sibling rivalry in a sense. Don't get me wrong. Me and my sister, we would fight all the time when we were kids, all the time. But that's me. I'm her older brother. If you said something out of line to my sister, I'm the first one to step up. So in that aspect, I get it, especially when you have family, friends that are associated with, whether it be police force, EMTs, or firefighters. It's still, at the end of the day, they're a collective group of a family. And it's okay for me to pick on you, but it's not okay for some outside force to come in and then exert its fucking dominance. Like, that doesn't happen.
Exactly.
It's the same way I treat Matt. when that whole situation hopped off at work with a certain somebody who was picking on him and was making his life hell that day. A group of us stood up and was like, look, fam, we give Matt shit, but that's us. We don't take it as far as you did.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The man took it way
too far. And it was like, all right, now I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yeah, because I did not.
I don't remember this situation.
You were.
Yeah, you did.
I probably would if you told me. But.
He was probably taking PTO that day.
Yeah, most likely. My back hurt.
Yeah.
Too much fast food.
Or you had
Too much
gout
fast
again.
food.
Yeah, he got gout again.
Back when Eric took all of February through March to get off.
Yeah.
No,
I don't do
it
that
was
anymore,
that-
though. I still got
it was
PTO.
that-
I got 1 day left after
I'm
this week.
so proud of you.
Until July.
Oh, wow.
Then I get more.
Wow, you got a week
Alright.
left?
Oh,
No, I got a day.
My PTO?
You got a day left.
A day left for
you're
2 more months. I'll be
You're
all right.
doing good. You're doing good.
Considering
Dude, I
I
got
used to
like-
be out by Valentine's Day and I got more until next January. Yeah, it's not bad.
You're doing
Do a
good.
lot better.
I got like 400 hours of vacation time that I can't take, so
Why can't you take it?
Pardon?
we're short staffed.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
And then they'll pitch a fit come September-ish, October-ish. Oh, you got too much leave. You need to take it. See y'all in January.
Yeah, 2 months off.
That's what I did last year. I mean,
Hey,
And it'll be in the
what better
winter
time around the
too.
holidays,
It's
man.
never
Yeah.
in the summertime.
well, at least
Oh,
around
yeah.
the
holidays,
I
it's deer
guess.
season, man.
Deer season.
Oh, hold on.
Always
You go
sticking.
deer hunting?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the
All
guy
right, I
right
gotta
here.
holler
who
You
helped me
need to
build-
go out and deer hunt, Brandon.
I need to holler at you.
Brandon, this is the guy who helped me build. He built my AR.
Oh, I need to holler at you about that as well.
Get the parts.
Yeah,
I'll make it happen.
All right, bet. I'm doing that for shizzle.
And I'll have Jill give you the website that I use.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Defense. Yeah.
Yep.
Good site. I don't
Which-
think
which
the
I've
bundle
got-
I got was still available, but you know.
No, but they
I don't want what
changed
you
them
got.
quite a bit. But what have
You
I
don't
got?
want- No, you don't want
No,
what I
I don't
got.
want what he got. No.
Oh,
Mine gonna be way cooler than that. Let me tell you that
Shit.
right now.
I was gonna say,
You're looking
if
at
you
what I
want,
want
what
with
I
you.
got,
What
if
you-
you want
what
what
you
I
got?
got, you got some decisions to make.
Oh. What kind of decisions we talking about?
Well, do you want pistol, rifle, shotgun?
Well, I'm in the need for right now. I'm in the look for a new pistol. I got a 1911.
All right.
I want something else to carry because that some bitch is heavy, and I don't like carrying it. So,
Fair.
I seen a Glock 17 I really like. I think I might end up picking that up instead.
Trying
As my
to
new
get
carry.
Karen's pose down there in the corner.
But an AR is something I want to have at the house, regardless.
can't.
So
Bruh.
that I'm going to build. That's going to be my.
They're fun.
building. Yeah, I'm trying to get.
I
can't wait to see if I can get Jill out here so I can shoot his. So
I built mine. I built his, and I built actually a separate upper for my deer season. So basically, all I have to do is pop 2 pins, replace the top, and sight it in and go.
nice. I'm trying to get Aaron to get one.
Get the parts, bud. We'll make it happen.
A gun or AR-15?
They're the same thing. What are we
That's the
talking
same
about?
thing, Aaron.
See, all the above.
Aaron,
I thought you meant like
AR
that.
No, no.
specific
I'm
one
trying
or
to get
just
him
a
to get a
gun in
handgun,
general?
not an AR. That's jumping over
Okay.
the fence. Let's go back. Let's bring
Maybe
it back.
step. Maybe step.
Let's bring it back.
yeah.
Well,
I was trying to get
yeah,
Start,
but
start with the 9mm and work our way up.
the problem is, that cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always.
What about? Oh, yeah, we got.
But
I
I,
need
but
to get
I
a-
think we built my AR for about what, $500.
Oh my God.
It wasn't terrible.
You
It was
spent
around
the money. I don't know.
That's what I spent on my gun.
Yeah,
Dude, I
that's
can
what
barely keep
roundabout what I
$100
spent on
in
my
my bank
45.
account, so 500.
I know the
is
feeling,
fair.
Aaron.
So
Thanks,
If
Biden.
I can
Appreciate it.
stack up, if I can stack up another $200, I got another build in mind. So
Jackson's gonna come say hi.
My dad sees a guy named Gary Butcher.
What's
Put your
up,
head
buddy?
down here a little
hey,
bit.
buddy.
See, Horton, my kids
What's up,
aren't
Paul?
they're not, dark, but you can tell he's got some African in him, right? He got a little. He got a little.
Come here,
You
Naya.
got that? Oh,
It's a loaded
he got a little
question,
bit.
man.
He got
I
a
was gonna
little
say you're.
Hello.
I'm
There's
not
my
saying
daughter.
she's evil.
Well, the lights doesn't help either. Like, I'm sure
Yeah, I was gonna say the lighting here,
Yeah, she almost looked out
the
by
lighting, it's not good.
All right, Aaron. We're done talking to you, fam.
It's not our best effort, our lighting, okay?
This motherfucker call my kids albino. That's foul, big dog.
I was just saying it was the lighting.
That's
I've seen it
Oh,
on
I'm gonna
here.
whip your ass.
Damn it, Bobby.
But no, like I do want an AR. Like I said, I'm going to trade in and trade up for my 45 for a Glock. I really, because I was torn between the Glock and a Sig, and I really like the Sig, but the Sig was like another $200, and I'm like, all right, look, I'll just be
I'm
sensible
thinking you
here.
should just keep the 45 though and leave that
Keep
here.
the 45 here. Well, I could keep it here.
Yeah,
All right,
might as
never
well.
mind. I'm just gonna buy the Glock, I guess.
There you go.
And then keep my 45. But I do want an AR though.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I mean,
Sorry.
Ash in America on Twitter said there should be a gun run today because of all the shit going on in Iran.
Bring
And
it.
I also want a honey badger build though, is what I want to go for with my AR.
Honey badger build?
I'll send you a picture. You see
Don't
what I'm
take
talking
shit off
about.
nobody.
It's more short,
Well,
Get
yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger toward the
300 blackout.
Oh, okay. So you want to
That's
do
where
like
I'm
an
going.
SBR?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I
Speaking
want
of-
to go for.
Speaking of what Miranda just mentioned, she did send me a little minute-long news alert. I thought we'd at least kind of discuss and
Okay.
see what's going on.
Okay.
We'll get
Apparently,
there.
shit's about to pop off in Iran. That's scary.
This is a Fox
Shocker.
News Alert. I'm Kevin Cork, live in Washington. The U.S. is rushing warships into position in an effort to protect Israel and presumably American forces just in case of an attack from Iran. There are reports that Iran could strike within the next 2 days. President Biden addressing the issue today, saying his expectation is that it'll likely happen sooner rather than later. Biden also issuing a warning saying, quote, "We will support Israel and help defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed." Iran's threats of retaliation stemming from a deadly strike on an Iranian diplomatic building in Syria. Meantime, a judge refusing to dismiss a federal gun case against.
Oh, well, they look like they're moving on. So yeah, I guess it's about to pop off. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot there, I guess, but yeah, I mean, if it does, like I said, I don't know if I said this on air or not. Just unshackle Israel.
Careful
They'll take care of it.
what you say on air.
I mean, I don't. If they
Here's
get
the
rid of my
thing, though.
channel, I
Like,
don't care. Just play.
here's the thing, dude.
We're just gonna rumble.
There's
Yeah,
so
there you go.
many damn conflicts now comparatively to where it was before that it blows my mind we're in this situation now.
Yeah.
Not really, because you kind of seen it coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna say somebody called that. His name was Trump.
And it's like, what are we doing? It's like now we've been living in this perpetual state of fear in a sense of we're going to war at some point in time. I'm kind of fucking over it.
Well, and again, you don't have to like Trump, and I understand people don't, whatever, that's fine. If you don't, that's your prerogative. But for the same reasons that you don't like him, I think you also need to realize Biden's done a lot of the same shit, if not worse. But a lot of people don't want to talk about that conversation. However, I mean,
It's a different conversation.
just because you don't like him too, you got to understand he did not have any wars during his 4-year term. At the end of the day, the economy was good, better than it is now.
My retirement was awesome.
Oh hell, my
Dude.
check was way better. I mean,
Sit
it was
with
the
Freddie.
economy's
Like,
better, but it's not. Sorry, I
As
didn't-
hard
It
as it
went
is
farther.
for people to understand, Trump just wants common sense stuff. Like, oh,
and I hope enough people see that. I really do, but
yeah.
I'm not confident at this point. Just because
It's like
Trump's
the,
gone
and I
mad.
don't really want to even say this, but the abortion thing. Why should we have to point out that it's kind of evil to kill a baby? Like,
It's the same reason you have to have a
no
conversation
matter the
about.
circumstance.
It's the same reason you have to have the conversation about why you don't want your kid at a drag show or why you don't want your kid.
Well, that stuff's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the fact that you have to have this discussion is crazy.
Well,
It's just
the
common
fact that
sense.
we have to find out now that studies show that men are getting cancer now because they're taking hormones and they're They're getting breast cancer now. Like,
Wild.
But the whole Iran thing, the whole North, run from it, dread it. Destiny arrives all the same. I mean, it's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen regardless if you had Biden. I did just say
Thanos.
I did just quote Thanos.
Get down.
But I'm being serious. It's going to happen.
Leave it to
regardless.
Matt.
It's going to happen regardless.
I would have expected that from you, Joe.
Actually, yeah. See, that's more my thing.
But I know this.
But I don't know. Matt.
But listen to what I'm saying. But listen to what I'm saying. It's regardless of what I just said is going to happen. It's going to happen. And like Brandon said, people are tired of it. They're tired of it.
I'm like,
it's hard for me. I have to believe that.
Stop.
It's hard for me to care about another war when we're in a war that we shouldn't be in the first fucking place.
That's my point.
And now we're going to go to another one.
Oh, look, you ran him off.
No,
it's bound to happen. I mean, this shit's ridiculous to talk sometimes anyway, but
it is.
But yeah,
it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Right.
At the end of the day, I just hope everything gets better because, man, if we just keep going down the same path we're on, I don't know.
I will say this, that whole time he was in office, whether you liked him or not, I had money.
And it went
like
farther.
My bank account, yeah.
That's the biggest thing. It just went further, My rent's gone up $200 in the last couple of years. My car payment went up.
You need to buy a house.
My property now I understand I rent. I don't pay property taxes, but the thing is I still owe them with my rent going up because the landlord pays property taxes on the place.
Yeah. You need to buy a house not in Monroe County.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a bunch of houses around here.
Just saying.
Some of them are kind of nice.
Where's around here?
Bloomfield.
Hey, this is a live stream. Let's kind of keep that.
Who the fuck? I wish
I didn't need an address.
We just talked about how locked and loaded we are. Come try us. Around, find out, buddy.
Yeah.
GD, bro.
We don't care.
Yeah, but we also mentioned how I don't have anything to lock and load.
Oh, we got you.
Nobody knows where you live at. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
No, not 2 seconds ago. Randy was saying, "Hey, I'm trying to get Aaron to get one."
Yeah.
Aaron.
Well, I've been live
knows
streaming
where
on
you
Clapper, and it just says Bloomfield, Indiana. So
nobody knows where you live. Nobody in life knows where you live, except for us.
Just because he wanted you to have an AR doesn't mean you don't have a shotgun, muzzle loader,
or a neighbor that has a shotgun.
You know karate and have swords.
RPG.
Time out. Horton, did you just say a muzzle loader, fam?
Yeah.
Talking about like,
yeah, front stuffer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
What do you think?
Hold on. I knew a dude who went hunting who had one of those.
Brandon,
did you
remember
say
those cannons? Yes, those cannons we seen on the way to buy the lawnmower.
Yeah.
At the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
I know where they are, like for real now. I drove past them twice the other day. I want them, or something like them.
Especially since Joe says you were never allowed to have a cannon. Yes, you were.
I had this discussion with somebody at work yesterday about them wanting a tank, and I said, "I believe you can purchase it." Yes. I believe you can purchase a tank, but I don't think you can purchase a tank that works.
No,
because I remember there was a story of a guy who he got into a military.
But it would still run shit over.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
it's still
absolutely.
a tank at the end of the day.
So
it just doesn't fire.
She also killed.
We have 7 acres.
So basically, Aaron in GTA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I get
Who's
a
a
mini
psychopath?
Me in GTA.
All I need is $4 million,
crazy.
and I could get a tank in GTA.
Aaron, we could do it in the parade. We could drive it in the
I
parade.
got 3. I'll chip in. But wait,
Hold on. Stop talking. Miranda.
You got 3.
Stop. Aaron doesn't need a tank ever in life.
Period.
Why not?
Huh?
Dan, because
I feel like everybody should have.
We don't have any hookers here.
I bet
You were fixing up the basement. Are you sure?
If you look enough, if you look hard enough, they're there.
Well, I'm sure. They're probably at that apartment building I
Craigslist
delivered to
missed
the other
connections. Hello.
oh my goodness.
Wow, boy.
Sorry, Green County people got.
But yes, Brandon, I'm a supporter.
At least you said Greene County, not Monroe. But it's probably
Wow,
not
you
any
seem
better
upset
here.
about that. Are you sad about it or what?
No, I'm good. From what I understand, they all got Adam's apples around here, so I'm good.
Oh,
I'm
we
good.
all know Monroe County's doing themselves. Okay, we got that.
Just because I talked to a girl named Peach in GTA doesn't mean shit. Okay.
Well, she did have a deep voice.
It was kind of weird, but
It seemed kind of manly.
I like BLTs, bacon, lettuce, and testosterone.
I mean,
I
the yellow.
enjoy short walks to the fridge.
We're not talking about Lizzo.
What?
Hey,
No,
she
you
retires. It's fair game.
What? Wait, she retired?
Because people were being mean
supposedly.
to her, Eric.
Being mean
She
to
tried
her,
to
even
walk
though she
back
was
on
asking
that.
for it, basically. You know, demanding people treat her with respect, or don't body shame her, but yet.
You know what? If you can't respect yourself, I ain't gonna respect you, bitch.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
How you expect me to respect you if you don't respect you? Fuck.
Well, we've just hit all sorts of gamuts tonight. We went to O.J. Simpson. We hit.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
You
crap!
called half the women in Blooming.
No, not half.
Crazy.
Just the ones who might be in that profession.
Mhm.
So half.
I don't.
Half.
I wouldn't know. I mean, anyway.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Remember that story?
The other
Tammy
half are
told
just
me
a half
the
that
other day
haven't
about
transitioned yet.
what she's seen at Kroger.
Wait, no. Come again?
Remember Tammy and Dawn? They seen this guy dressed as a woman in Kroger, but like, I don't understand why drag queens or whatever have to go to the extreme. Like cones as breasts, and
That's
That's called attention.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an attention thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you want to do it in front of other adults, but my problem is when you do it in front of kids and stuff. It's like,
Yeah,
that should be illegal.
And then
Probably
you
is
try to
illegal.
label it as like educational.
Yeah.
That's like the whole book thing. There's educational to a point, but I'm sorry, when you're teaching how to give oral sex in a book to a 5th grader or younger, I mean, I'm sorry, it should be banned. You want to talk about book banning? Oh, it's a Nazi tactic. That should be banned. I'm sorry. Call me a Nazi all you damn well want. I mean, that's just. But am I wrong? Am I off base on this?
No.
I just that's dumb.
Oh, that ain't happening. That's a right-wing conspiracy theory.
Yeah, dude, get it together.
I mean, do books not like
Yeah.
books not like have ratings? Like when certain things appear in a book, it becomes like adult. They do, because my wife talks about all there's young adult books, there's children's books,
Kids.
Getting into now.
Speaking of kids.
Yeah.
Speaking of little ones.
Speaking of kids, I think I might have to drop out.
That's fine, dude.
Dad.
Go ahead, bub.
Appreciate you being on here, brother.
Go to bed.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, later, man.
Hey,
See you, buddy.
See ya.
It's getting kind of late anyway. We'll probably all get off here before too much longer anyway.
Your
Oh my God,
GTA
yeah, it
date.
is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, time flies.
Yeah,
when you're-
Horton. Seriously though, I'll get with you. I'll get with Joe, and then he can get with you. We can do that. But I also want to go hunting too. So
We've been talking about going to the gun range out toward Judah a long time.
yeah, we need to go out there.
And apparently,
I've-
I didn't.
I've-
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been there, not on the gun range, but me and my middle boy, we went up there and walked around one day. We were bored, and it's a pretty nice place. Like you walk in and there's a Barrett 50 cal sniper sitting right in the door.
Oh, Jaden
No,
can't go.
it's
Jaden can't
sweet.
go.
Brandon said he heard somewhere you're allowed to shoot that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bob's
Can
done
there.
that.
yep, there.
Yeah, I don't know how much it'll cost, but
I think
He
Bob said
said,
it was $5 a round.
really,
That's about right.
but might be worth it though.
Yeah.
Save a little
Oh,
money.
We
yeah.
all went and did
Just give me
one.
2 shots, man. That's all I need.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all. I want to get it out of my system. I'll be good.
Probably wants to hold
Yeah.
it. Just hold it. And just let it go.
You
Hold the
gonna
trigger.
one hand it? You gonna one hand it?
I don't know if I can handle all that. But talking about put me on my ass.
Yeah, I definitely want to go though. We should definitely do that.
I mean,
No, you were talking about a muzzle loader. Yeah, I've got a muzzle loader. It's not like the old Kentucky flintlock, but it's a muzzle loader.
Do they have any
50 caliber?
Do they have any guns for Oompa Loompas?
I mean, they got like little, noisemakers.
Well, I mean,
Miranda's
I'm
gun,
5'2", so I struggle with that.
Miranda's gun, Matt, might be more your size.
The little pink one? Yeah, sure.
No.
Could you handle my 40? Yeah,
no.
Dorsey Cricket.
She did have her
Aren't you
eyes
glad I
on
caught
this,
that rabbit?
Yeah, it's a good one.
She did have her eyes on this purple and gunmetal gray Glock that they had at the gun store too.
That's
So.
right.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Is that our dog?
Now,
Yep.
I think it is.
Loki.
Yeah,
Good.
Loki.
Loki, the dog of mischief. I love that name.
Yes, dog of mischief.
Hey,
His birthday's
Jackson
Sunday.
Is it really?
Oh, happy birthday, puppy.
I
have to make-
Puppy. You see the size of that thing?
Yeah,
damn.
he's still a puppy though.
He still thinks
Until Sunday.
What freaking dog is it?
He's a husky pit bull mix.
Good Lord.
How old is he though?
He'll be a year.
small.
That's still a
Sunday.
puppy though. How many years is he not a puppy anymore? Is it just a 1 year?
She's like 2 or 3.
2 or
I
3.
always thought it was a couple years.
But he's already the size
'Cause-
of our full-grown dog that we have, and
Yeah.
she's a boxer pit bull mix.
Odin just turned 2, and he's still
Odin and Loki.
Come
What are the
here.
odds?
Come on. Come up here. Say hi.
Odin's dumber than a brick bat. Like he's the smartest dumb dog I've
There's
ever
Loki.
met.
Yeah,
There's Loki.
There he is.
He's a good puppy.
It's like I just see treat.
Right.
Good dog.
Give me the food, woman.
Oh.
He got his
Come
treat and pieced out.
Yeah, he's like I'm done.
Yeah, I've got like a little routine with our dogs. When I go to work, they always follow me to the fridge, and I have to give them chunks of cheese before I leave for work.
Oh yeah.
He has to
If-
get treats before and after
before he
comes
goes to
in.
bed. And then if he lays down in the bed and you're like, no, fam, I need to lay down, you have to entice him off the bed with another treat.
Yeah.
But like Ray, our other dog, if Loki gets a treat, regardless of whether she was outside or not, if he got one,
It don't matter.
you got to give
Where's
her
mine?
because she
Yeah.
will stare at you like the whole time.
Mhm.
Like you gave him one, where's mine? Like you already got yours. No,
Yeah.
that's
smart.
unrelated.
Oh yeah,
That was
and in the
the
morning,
dog.
Yeah, that's unrelated. First of all,
she'll lay in bed and stare at me until I come in there and give her a treat. Even though
Yeah.
Loki's the only one that got up and got out of bed to go outside, she'll just stare at me.
yeah. Ray got her
You're
name
overweight.
from the Star Wars movie. That's our oldest. son.
I figured that's probably where it's from.
Yeah, that's where she got her name from. Loki got his name from our middle child, Jackson. He named him. So Miranda
Obviously after
informs
Marvel,
me.
correct?
Yes,
Right,
Miranda
so-
has informed me that she wants to get another puppy, and I said, "Okay,
I thought it was a cow.
shut
Puppy
your
cat.
fucking mouth, Eric."
I'm trying to help my girl out. All right.
I'm still working on. I need you guys to come out here and help me fix this fence. To be
So-
quite honest.
That one though.
That's all
if
you,
we get
Jill.
another one.
Yeah.
If we get
I mean,
another one,
I follow
it's gonna
instructions
be-
well.
it's gonna be a full-blooded
We just
pit.
need
How
holes
about
dug.
that?
Yeah,
You're
maybe
good at
not.
digging yourself a hole.
That's for sure. That's for
Hell, I'm
dang
married. I
sure.
dig a lot of holes for myself.
Yeah.
I think it just comes with the territory with marriage, probably.
No, I don't
It
get
does.
that part.
Yeah.
I say some outlandish shit to my wife. I really do,
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
and I stand.
Well, she
on
did
it
punch you
every
once.
He
time.
had the UPS driver at work believing that we were swingers and that I was pregnant by the swingee.
That was funny as heck. That was the best day
That's
ever.
awesome.
And that was out of boredom.
I had no idea until I come into work.
That was the
Proposition.
best part. Why would you know? I want him to ask you. That's the whole
Brandon
point of me
tried to
telling him
convince
that
me he was a
because
male
I want
stripper
him
that
to
one
ask
time.
you while I'm standing there, and then y'all both look at me and go, "You are an asshole." I know.
We did. We did. You got what you wanted.
Yeah, every time,
Those are great times.
every time. That's why I still don't believe Eric. Why do you listen to half the shit I say to you? Because
I
a lot of
don't.
times it is
I
me
gave up
being
on that years
bored,
ago.
and I'm going, "All right, let's see where this goes."
I mean, not all the time.
Dude, that's been our friendship for the last 20-some years.
You always been that gullible?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
I don't think I'm nearly as bad as I once was, though.
No.
I think. I mean, it used to be a lot worse.
Oh,
Believe
wait,
me.
time out.
Yeah,
Worse?
like Draper and the Hell's Angels.
Yeah, our friend
Come
who I told
again?
you was running for townsman or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
He was selling a moped.
Yeah.
So our buddy Draper was selling his moped, and this is when I think you lived in Olytic at the time, and we were driving into Bedford on Olytic Road, and it's the moped was sitting up on the hill at his house there, and
Pause.
we were like, I think it was me and Jordan were like, oh man, he's selling his moped, and I was like, oh yeah, he's getting out of the Hell's Angels. This dude,
I'm in the back playing on my phone, not paying attention. You've seen me do this plenty of times.
Yeah,
he's like, Draper was in Hell's Angels?
Eric, this sounds like a
I heard the last half of the conversation, and that was it.
We rolled with it.
Yeah.
We rolled with it for a little bit. Pretty much me and me, him, and Jordan, our friendship is based solely on just messing with one another.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I think those are the best foundations.
Like they're
because of
That's most of his relationships.
yeah, that's what started our relationship. Essentially, was me fucking.
It's kind of. I mean, admittedly, it's kind of lopsided, but
fair.
I mean,
it does.
It always is.
Let me ask you this, Horton. It's sometimes when you do it right, and you could see him fall for it. It's like sometimes it's too.
You gotta keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of course. But
you gotta keep it going. Though, I mean,
have you ever felt bad in the sense of like, there's no shot he won't believe what I'm telling you, right?
Once he said,
yeah, it passes.
I'm curious
don't get
which
me wrong.
time.
But it's like
Yeah.
it's one of these situations when it happens. It's like, all right, now this just feels like shooting ducks in a
I want
fucking
to explain to you, as the wife of someone like you, though. Like, I've had somebody come up to me and ask me a question, and it's just like, God darn it. Do I go with it? Do I just keep it going? Or do I just end the lie right here?
Join in on the fun. That's the
Well,
thing.
I have a decision to make. There's a fork in my road right now.
She's going to be judged one day, and she's going to be the nice person here. Okay.
What are you talking about? The Lord gave me this ability. It is not my fault.
He forgives.
I'm working with the tools that were given to me.
He forgives. It's okay.
If he didn't,
It's
want
like
me
when
to
my
be
children call him midget.
absurd, by the way.
But that's
At his
the
wedding.
reason.
At his wedding, you know what I'm saying?
Before I was
Crazy
married,
talk. But
I went through that with Anaya.
The one time I felt bad was when I called. I think it was may have been April Fool's, may not have been.
Oh, that was mean.
Me and Jordan. It was pretty mean. Now that looking back, we had him convinced, and like I don't know how. I still don't know how I did it, but we had him convinced that we had gotten a wreck.
Yeah.
And I had just been released from the ER, and they were flying Jordan to Indy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They had gone to get food or something to come back to my apartment and watch something on TV or something. And yeah, I thought
That's
for
what
sure.
it was.
Well, and I was sitting there thinking, well, firefighter, well, he wouldn't dare lie to me. You know,
Well,
that's serious.
That you even said that I had like some sort of shakiness in my voice that sold it.
Maybe I did. I can't remember, but yeah. Yeah, then of course, about the time I start to freak out, you got to get to the emergency room or meet us up in Indy. We're going to go, about the time I walk out the door, here they come in the apartment. I got you.
Gotcha, bitch.
I mean,
Yeah.
hold on. It's funny, but I can understand the panic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I get it, but that's still good, though. That's good.
It sounded a little like this.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
You
bitch.
did.
Oh, stop repeating.
No, you keep repeating.
Okay. Now,
It's
hold on,
okay.
let me ask you this question, too. Do you ever let him say something, right? And you know it's fucked up once he said it, but you just sit there and you let it dawn on him that it's fucked up?
I don't think it dawns on him until we say something.
There's a couple times where Eric has stuck his foot in his mouth, and all of us collectively have shut up and looked at him, and then he'll go, "Yeah, it just now hit you. What you said was out of order." He said, we were sitting now, mind you, I am literally the only black person
All
at
of a
this
sudden,
table.
regret this stream.
And
oh no, I'm enjoying this.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I got in here.
This is the best episode ever.
I'm the
The
only
roast of
black
JEL.
person. I'm the only black
Gonna
person
happen.
at the table, right? And Eric, I forget what we were talking about, but Eric comes up with this one-liner under his breath. He thought nobody heard him. We all heard him. He said something about white supremacy.
Yeah,
He didn't
I know
say
what
anything
it
else. Go ahead, Eric. What was it?
It was something along the lines of, even white supremacists ain't as white as I am, or something to that effect.
Oh,
I can't remember the exact line, but
Eric.
it wasn't my best analogy. Okay,
Hold on, shut up.
No, it was not.
Everybody shut up, and we
Everybody in
just
the room
looked at
like,
him.
fuck.
And I go,
Crickets.
Yeah,
and I go, the fuck did you just say?
I was like, that was louder than I thought it would be.
And he goes, oh, y'all heard me?
Yeah.
That's funny.
To be fair, there's certain conversations that happen in the break room. I'm surprised if
That just
we've not
stay
been
in the
fired.
break room. It's
Bruh.
like, yeah.
Oh hell, we have conversations here at work that if there was a psychiatrist or hell, even human resources, like they would be like, what is wrong with these guys?
Yeah.
The filing
Like we would
HR
like
be so
when
thick.
our other station was open, we would sit and play cards in the truck back. Hey,
Horton sounds like he has Tourette's.
Yeah, or like sound like he had Tourette's there for a second. He was breaking up.
I might.
He sound like he's stroked out mid conversation. Oh, Horton, brother.
I might
did
have. You never know.
Eric,
Yo,
did you know Eric? He threw his back out because he jerks off weird.
No. You have
Well, that's
this
a new
theory
one.
about doing it with
He's
your
all
fingers.
shoulders, dude.
This is the best episode.
Only
ever.
emotion we got.
He
is
said it
just
was like
all
doing it
shoulders.
monkey style. Like
Yes, yeah. He said he used his feet.
Eric.
I got gout.
Eric, this
that's
is
how I
awesome.
got gout. Yeah, sure.
I'm enjoying every minute of this.
That's how I got gout.
gave himself pink eye too.
Oh,
That was
Oh
you.
my God.
They
Oh
heard
my
this
God.
story. They know this story. So
His eyeball on a dog's butt. Yeah, I heard all that.
I didn't personally give it to him.
no,
that is
he
funny.
provided the pillow that gave it to me. Yeah.
Actually, my ex-fiance provided the pillow.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah.
We'll blame it on
Then
that
she-
idiot.
She
Yeah.
hated you then.
Pig wrapped in a blanket. We'll blame it on her.
That was fair. I hated her too.
Hey, he calls her that. It's cool. You won't name
What's
names.
that?
He called her pig in a blanket.
Oh yeah, mom called her precious.
Yeah, yeah.
The precious.
It still gets brought up once in a while. We'll be at like the county fair or something, and we'll go to the swine bar, and I'll send a picture to mom. I'm like, oh look, it's precious. Isn't it precious?
Oh, that's funny.
Anyway,
Oh man, spider pig.
All right. All right.
bro.
Horton,
Well,
it
now
was
that
nice talking to you, big
Now
dog.
that I'm thoroughly embarrassed. Yeah, that's great.
And
It's-
this has been the Roast JEL Show.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't take Eric to the shooting range.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't think we should.
Yeah,
Yeah, watch your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a bad idea.
Might want to wear body armor. Just saying.
Wow.
Even though Brandon's played me in Call of Duty, he's know I'm not a great shot.
If my kids can outshoot you, it's upsetting.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
fair.
Jeremy could outshoot you.
Well, he might be right. So I'm a wild man with an
He's
AR.
only ever
so-
shot my 22, so
Yeah, that's another thing I want to get to help teach my. Right now, I got a BB gun and been teaching my two youngest how to shoot that. But at 22 is the next step for them,
yeah.
so I can get them.
Yeah, I just-
Show Matt, people.
Mhm,
Back in Christmas, I passed my 22 down to my middle boy.
mhm.
So
yeah, I think that's. I'm gonna get a 22. Teach them how to shoot that. I want to get a rifle and I want to get a handgun too because I want them to learn both. Especially
Right.
for my daughter, because her arms aren't as long, so she has trouble holding the rifle right now.
Let me tell you
So-
something, Brandon. Your daughter, she terrifies anyone that comes near. So I wouldn't worry anything about that. So
I'm not worried about her
got-
dating. I'm worried about the guys she dates.
I'd be.
Yeah,
worried
she's got a
about
black
the
eye
other-
right now thanks to her brother. They were horsing around, and she ended up hitting her head on the corner of a chair.
Oh,
She
man.
took it like a champ, from what I understand. But
She's proud
got
of
a
her
nice little
black eye.
shiner. Yeah, she got a nice little shiner.
Is that why
like,
she's
yeah.
pulling her hair back a while ago?
Yeah, so
I
you can see
noticed
it.
that.
Yeah.
I was wondering what she was
Yeah.
doing. Okay. Wow.
She's gonna go try on dresses tomorrow with black eye.
That's like when Avery got hit in the head with a baseball bat.
Oh. Like a
Jeremy and Avery were playing in the backyard,
Uh-huh.
and Jeremy was practicing swinging the ball bat and hitting the ball, and Avery got just a little bit too close.
I'm assuming
Got
wooden,
caught
not
right
metal.
outside the head. No, it was a metal bat.
Oh, yikes.
Had a nice little bruise right there.
Surprised it didn't
So
smell and all the good things.
week later,
Aluminum
remember when
bats
Avery
hurt.
broke his leg? Had a spiral fracture of his femur from playing outside. Slipped
Yeah.
on the deck and twisted his leg, and when he did, it spiral fracture. Well, generally speaking, with a spiral fracture in a femur in a child, that's a sign of abuse.
Oh no!
Really, I didn't know that.
So here we are. At Riley
He's-
Hospital in Indianapolis in the middle of COVID. My wife's the only one allowed in the ER with him. So I'm out in the parking garage in the van trying to sleep.
Mm.
And it hits me when she sends me a text. And the fact that our child is in the ER with a spiral fracture to his femur and a nice yellow bruise right here at his temple.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no.
we're getting visit by the PCS. We never did, thank God. But I mean, not that there was anything to show, nothing happened. But it was just like, I was like, I see this visit coming.
Well, a lot of nurses are probably seeing some crazy stuff too. So they probably, I mean, it doesn't necessarily hopefully they wouldn't jump to that conclusion immediately, but I mean,
Some do,
and they didn't.
I can see how they maybe
some
would
do,
at
yes.
least question. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, some do.
Yeah. But
I
I'm
was
just
just-
like,
I was just-
oh, good God.
I was just surprised how big that cast was. It was basically from his waist down. He was a little guy.
Called a
at the time.
spica cast.
Wow.
Damn.
How
Luckily,
old?
nothing like that has ever happened to the kids.
How old was he?
Oh,
Real old.
he was 4? 3 or 4? Because he wasn't in preschool yet.
Mhm.
In fact, I think he was getting ready to start preschool because we were hoping that he would get the cast off before he started preschool.
Mm. Damn.
And he did.
Well, that's good.
No,
And then in the middle of it, he caught a stomach bug because he was he was in the spica cast, and they had left a little spot in the back where we could change his diaper. So pretty much all we could do was take the diaper, just kind of stuff it in there, And in the middle of it, he gets a stomach bug, and my wife's at work, and I'm just like, "Yep, that figures."
Yeah. F my life at that point.
That's
Pretty much.
messy, dude. That's messy.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah, very much so. Just turn a hose on him. It'll be okay.
Wow.
I thought about it.
I'm kidding. I mean, it's probably the easier way to do
Like,
it.
Dude, I
hold
live
him
in the
upside
country. I'd have
down.
done it in a heartbeat.
I got sprayed off once. I mean, covered in mud. And my godmom was like, y'all ain't coming to my house. And legit stood on the back porch and hosed us off.
It happened to me and my cousins. We got in a mud fight at the pond at my grandpa's house. We were just, it was bad.
Yeah.
Grandma's like,
No, we were on 4-wheelers and we decided it was fun to stop in the puddle, hit the gas, and fling mud at each other. So that's what we did.
That's the fun part.
You don't know how many times we flipped golf carts and things like that with an old
Oh,
buddy
good
of
God.
ours too. Oh yeah, fun stuff. right
Big
there.
Jeremy.
Yeah,
Reckless.
yeah.
Reckless.
I
as
miss that old
kids
fart.
growing up.
Yeah. The guy, friend we grew up with, that was his son's named after Jeremy. He passed away back when he's 29, I think it was.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, good God.
Well, he had What was it? What was the exact?
Friedreich's ataxia.
Friedreich's ataxia.
It was a degenerative muscle disorder.
And it attacks your spine and things like that. So it was.
Yeah.
You're not expected to live beyond 30 with that, and he knew it, and he lived every moment as he could because.
Oh, good God!
He was crazy because he knew his time was short. He's like, I'm gonna do what I want.
Wow.
I can't fault him for that, I suppose. I mean,
no, he should live his life.
But how much you get caught up in?
Oh my Lord. And a lot of it, if our parents knew the stuff that we've not told them.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we all have a few stories.
Yeah, we all have.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why Horton and Jordan call me the voice of reason. Because there's a lot of times I was the one in the room to be like, "That's not a good idea."
I think you know what? I think every friend group, our age back then, had that one person.
Yeah.
We had that person.
JEL still
we
is.
just didn't listen to him. I mean, we still was like, okay, cool. You don't have
not
to
saying
do
there's
it,
not
but
been
I'm
a few
going.
times I'm going, go ahead, we'll see how this goes. But most of the time I'm like, no, don't do that. And a lot of times they didn't listen, but other times they did. So
yeah.
There was a few times where it was like, okay, yeah, we probably did. But
It was also one of those situations you did it and then you learned your lesson afterwards. Like, yeah, I probably should have done that, but it was fun. Like the time,
except the Somerville 7, there was a lot of lessons that should have got learned that year. But
I just remember picking up a lot of you two drunk and bringing you home, 3 a.m. calls, that sort of thing. Because I was the responsible one at home ready for bed.
What about that time?
I don't know how we didn't get arrested that year.
What time, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, being drunk in public.
You said your dad came in
7th grade.
Your dad caught you.
Well,
when you
so
said you were supposed to be somewhere you weren't.
I just told you our friend Jeremy had the disability. So for him it was a little difficult to drive a car because not only that, he drove a clutch. So
yeah,
it affects your movement. So he had a hard time switching pedals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and my parents knew this. So the story was they told me you're not allowed to ride with him because we feel it's unsafe. We don't want you to get hurt. Now I understand that, but at the time I'm like, I've driven with him many times. I'm not going to, he's not going. It's going to be fine, So I rode with him one night to movie theater, and they were wondering where I was, and they called his parents. Hey, have you seen our boy? We haven't seen him. Well, no, I think they took off to the movie theater. They were going to go watch the movie. So my dad knew immediately. They're like, well, is his car with him? And he's like, no, his car's still at our house. So they knew immediately I rode with him. So I was in trouble already. So my dad.
See, I never knew that story.
Yeah, my dad. It was me, our buddy Chris, and Jeremy. Went to see a movie. We walked out of that movie. My dad is standing behind one of the stone pillars at the movie theater. We walk past him, don't even see him. It's middle of the night, around midnight or whatever. He goes, "You boys have fun." Scared the piss out of us. He goes, "You now." I was like, so I got in the car. He didn't say a word the whole ride home. And I got an earful when I got home from my mother because my dad's like, I've got a second job I got to go to. I'm going to bed. You deal with him. So
yeah,
wow.
That's how you knew
I
your
never
ass
knew that
was in
story.
trouble.
Yeah, and not only that, my sister can tell you this one too. When I was getting chewed out at that, I had an attitude about it because I thought there's no right, there's no wrong with what I was doing. I walked away from my mother, went to my room. Worst mistake I ever made.
Oh my God! And you're alive?
Somehow, yeah, because my sister, we had a small house, so there wasn't a whole lot of privacy when it comes to that. So so she, I walked away. My mother followed me right up to the. How dare you walk away? Don't you turn your back up? I deserved every bit of it. Not looking back on it, for sure. But
You was
yeah,
fucking up, champ.
Yeah,
Like, damn,
but
that was a bad night.
Literally, one of the few times I ever got in big trouble.
Go hard or go home.
Because
room.
Well, because
Listen
I
to
knew
me.
if I did, that's what I was going to come home to. So.
I threw
Eric,
my dad's
there's no
Game Boy in the
way
toilet.
I could have walked away from my mother in that situation. Like my mother.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, she's well. I don't want to put your business out there, but
and then there's my
I've heard
mom
stories.
who called the movie theater and said it was okay for me to go see the South Park movie.
Oh, that was fun.
When I was underage.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
And then years later, because in order to get in, they had to have parental permission.
Yeah, right.
So mom
Yeah,
calls
it's
and she's
pretty
like, "Yeah, it's good." And then years later, we're watching the movie, and mom's like, "I let you go see that."
Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, you have
yeah.
to think though. My family, we're weird. God love us, but we're weird. Like,
That's why we love you, though.
Jock and vouch. But like Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, South Park, those were considered family nights in our house.
Yeah. I'll never forget watching the pilot for South Park, and the first episode is
Family Guy,
aliens with a dildo and the cat. It's like, holy crap! Why is my mom? Like, let's watch this. Sorry, it's after dark here on the channel. Like I said,
it was like what it was when we took Jaden to go see Deadpool. Jaden was like what, 11, 12 years old at that point in time.
Yeah, probably.
And like you could tell people were like, "You gonna bring the kid? Yeah, why not? It's his favorite character. Why wouldn't I bring him?"
I look at it mostly like I just don't want the kid talking during the movie or screaming in the middle of it. I don't care if your kid. You want to
you do you, but keep him shut up.
Yeah, just let me enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, but
it was like they were like, "Why would you bring a kid in here?" Because he likes Deadpool. Like, he read the comics, which are far worse than this movie. I assure you.
Yeah. When we went to see South Park, me and Jeremy were the same age, but Jordan, our other friend, is a little younger, but he was Jeremy's nephew.
He's my age.
Yeah, he's his age, but he was Jeremy's nephew, and I'm 40. There's about a 2-year gauge difference there. But
yeah,
it had Jeremy late in life. But anyway, we took Jordan. He was underage to the movie, and Jordan just looked at him. Looked at the ticket guy, and he's like, "Yeah, he's my guardian, my legal guardian." And technically, it was his uncle, so he's not technically wrong. The dude just says, "Dude, I don't care. Just go in." just go watch
Back then, too, it was a lot of that. There was places I know for a fact we shouldn't be able to get into that we got into. You know what I mean?
Oh, guaranteed.
Yep.
There was, but I think like those experiences that I had though, like molded me into the person I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like part of me wishes my kids had that, but then the other part of me is like, I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah, you remember how you're going, there ain't no way you're doing that now.
Shit. You're like, yo.
Yeah. It was fun, but you're like, when it's your kids, you're going,
Yeah.
I'd have had 14 heart attacks by now. My kids done any of the shit that I did.
It's like us, they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's the flip side.
Oh yeah.
Like,
and I know y'all got kids, and I don't, but well, Matt don't either. But.
Well, you shelter them, and it's like 10 times worse because they want to experience that stuff. So,
yeah, Jeremy,
I'm real with mine. I'll let them know what's going on in the real world. And we went out to the mall yesterday, or not to the mall, but to the store and stuff. And they were ready to come home. They're like, "This is dumb. Let's go."
Yeah,
they hate being out.
Well, and there's not much to see at the mall these days anyway.
Yeah, I was just saying,
it's not like it was when we were young.
No,
Going
if
to the
we ever
mall
got
was
back
like,
to that, it might be fun to go again.
Yeah,
bro, we went to the mall every.
Yeah,
like,
there's
every
nowhere
Friday.
for them to hang out.
They took it all away, and then guess what? They end up in crime, and we got a whole circle of life.
Oh, you old timers with way back then.
Sorry, young, and get off my lawn.
Can't help it. Your fucking childhood was boring. We had Kahunaville Pocket Change Park. We had other arcades. We had
cool stuff like VHS
community centers where we could go to.
I grew up, man. I didn't have anything.
Skate
I had the outdoors.
Yeah.
Well,
I spent more time outside.
When's the last time you touched
outside
grass?
than anywhere. You know what I mean? Like
I was telling Jaden the other day about how we used to the pond behind the fire station would freeze over. We'd go out there and play ice hockey.
Now, see, that's some
That ain't
country
dangerous
white
or
people
nothing.
shit. Like I didn't do
That's
that.
a good.
My voice of reason just kicked in.
That's a good idea.
No, I mean, you want to check the integrity of this rink here real quick?
They used to drive out on Mosquito Lake. My mom
we
has
used to
pictures
go-
of her car out on Mosquito Lake.
We used to go turtle gigging.
That's what
frog
I call a
hunting,
good test.
You know,
You know,
we used to get into all kind of shit. Like once I left the city and started staying out in the country, that's where I found freedom. You know what I mean? The shit that I got into when I stayed at Sue's house was absurd. Me and Bobby would spend weekends, like I said, either
Cutting heads off of cows.
cutting heads off of cows. That was fun, by the way. The visual, okay, I'll tell you the story.
You gotta slaughter them somehow, JEL. Jeez.
well, yeah, I know.
So what
I'm sitting
happened was
Literally?
my godmom, Sue, she likes to do, she made wind chimes out of like turtles, and she would do those decorative cow heads, right? Just put them up on the wall, shit like that.
Skull.
So the skull.
Like I think it's called a Euro mount.
That's what it called for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
The buck I shot 2 years ago, I had done like that.
All right. So there was a farmer down the road from where we lived, and he had a cow that died, natural causes, but she wanted the skull. And he said, yeah, you can have it, but you got to come get it. So we were like, okay, bet. So me and Bobby on 2 4-wheelers go through the woods, cut off the road, and we go through the woods. We go all the way to the farmer's place. He shows us where the cow is, and he goes, you guys got something to cut the head off with? I said, yeah, chainsaw. And he goes, okay. So we go over to this cow, and it's all bloated and shit. He stabs it to let the excess gas out so it didn't explode, which I thought was kind. And all the blood has pooled on the one side of this cow. And I start the chainsaw and I go to cutting, and the moment, and I mean the moment, the chainsaw hits it, there's a whole line of blood that just shoots up this side of me. We cut the cow's head off, put it in a plastic bag, and then we get back on the 4-wheelers and we head out of the woods. They live on a main road, Route 88. There's a bunch of cars going down this road.
Oh no!
There's a car coming down. We're stopped, and I'm sitting there, and there's blood all over the front of me. Clearly a bloody chainsaw, and he's holding a bag with a body part in it.
Oh my goodness!
I'll never forget it, because there's a guy who's driving who looks over, and then you see him look back, and he hits his brakes. And me and Bobby just trundle along until we get back to the house, and this dude is stopped in the middle of the street like, there's no fucking shot. I just saw what I saw.
Mm-hmm. Well, if the FBI is watching, I'm not involved.
It was a cowhead.
It was a cowhead.
Oh, okay.
But then
all I heard was body part in the bag.
Yeah, it was a head.
Still though, this was considered fun.
Yeah.
Chop it off. Okay.
And then we went snapping turtle.
The Ohio thing, I guess.
I have a whole nother difference in what I'm thinking
never
about
been
me and your
snap
friendship,
turtle
Brandon.
hunting or snapping turtle hunting, like you got to be careful where you grab because they're stuck in the mud.
Oh God, yeah.
So like, when you go on there, it's a 50-50 shot of which side you're grabbing. All right. And I remember
I'll tie in for that one.
I pulled this turtle shot.
Let me tie.
I pull this turtle out of the mud, and its head is right there, and it whips around, and it almost got me. Thankfully, it didn't. But I flung it up on the damn bank, and I'm like, I'm killing you first. Like,
hi.
Yeah. So we get back to the house, and I go, so how do we do this? And she goes, you got to get it to pull. You got to pull its head out. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, I go, how? She goes, Taste. I took this hook, and I get the turtle to come out, and I grab it, and it goes to bite, and it bites this dent inside this hook, and I go, yeah. I end up pulling it, and it pulls its head back in the shell, and I was like, well, how do I get it out? She goes, pull it. So I'm sitting there doing this shit and swinging it around my head, just flinging this turtle about, trying to get it to come out of the shell. Finally, it pops loose, and I go to cut its head off, and the hook slips out. And as the hook slips out, and my hands are right here, it snaps forward. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm shooting it.
You had it coming.
Yeah, you about to die, dude. That's twice you almost got me.
My mom taught me a different way of doing it.
Shoot it.
How'd you?
I've never done it, but Mom said when she was a kid, they would set the turtle down, and then they would step on its back. And when it do it, it'd shoot its head out, and it would take a shovel or a hoe or something, and just
Yeah, see, that was their learning experience. I did it wrong, and then she let me almost get bit twice, and then did it the right way.
All right, guys, I gotta dip. My phone's at like 10%.
All right,
Later, guys.
Later, Gator.
Yeah,
get kind of late as it is.
Oh my God, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's why we had a goal to last about midnight, and well, that's per usual. We tend to overrun things, but
hey man, it was a good conversation.
It was a good show. I thought it was a good show.
Absolutely.
I appreciate my buddy Dan showing up here. First time around.
I appreciate you letting me in here.
Yeah, you always remember your first time, right?
Hey, the stories.
So you know, absolutely.
Off
We're
my
not gonna talk about
podcast
that.
cherry.
We're not gonna talk. Wow.
Yep. That's the show. All right. But again, thank you to Aaron. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to all of you guys here. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys watching on the show. And please don't forget to comment below. Let us know what you thought about all this crazy stuff we talked about. And also hit that like, hit the subscribe button. And I guess until our next video, guys, take care. God bless.
Good night.
Later.
I wanted to be somebody, with somebody who will believe in me so much. Can't go to places I want to go, spending money I want to blow. That's the life that I want to know.